Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swim or Sink number 38. I'm Cater, and I'm joined here today by Shads.
Yep, it is going to be a great time. We are starting our tournament off with a match between Abba and playing SOS because we don't have dates.
You know, I mean, playing SOS could be the date. Have you ever thought about that?
It's very romantic. I mean, I play video games with my boyfriend all the time.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the setting for Romance to Bloom, but anyways, yeah, and then we've got them versus Abbablabba, so obviously, I always love the team names that we get out here, but do you happen to know anything about any of these players?
Okay, so I actually recognize the fair bit numbers on the date team. So, Silver Crimson, both, if I'm remembering correctly, used to be on All-Star Squad, if anybody remembers that team. We're talking a couple years back. Not sure who the person named a date is. Brock.com was on License to Krill. Real nice person. Great guy, just all around. Also very skilled. Catnip is a Dynamo player. She was on Luau. I think she's still a Luau. I think the last time I saw Luau at her tournament, though, she wasn't on the roster, so I'm not sure what her status is, if she's still on the team or if she's a free agent. But I'm hoping she'll play because Dynamo Action's always cool to watch. Meanwhile, on Abbablabba, I recognize Walker. I believe I played in pickups with him. Don't remember what he's played. It's been a while. I don't really recognize any of the other people, so it's a bunch of question marks, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
I don't know if there's multiple Eisens out there, but if that's the same Eisen, I know I've played with them a little bit before, but I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if there are multiple Eisens out and about. I suppose I shall see. Also, the dates team does have a date, so I don't know why there's. I mean, I guess they don't have dates plural, but they do have a date, so good for them.
Yeah.
As for our maps, we're going to be going on to Splat Zones on Wahoo World for our first map mode. Just a funny circular zone, you know? And also the only map where the bridges don't change, so it's a lot. I feel like it plays a lot different from other Wahoo World map modes, just because, like, you don't have that changing element. It's just static all the time.
Yeah, that definitely makes it easier to push into mid. I like to see long-range weapons on this map. Elator's great here, Hydra's great here. Dynamo, Catnip plays Dynamo. Definitely powerful. You can stand behind the walls and flick over. Bubbles, good special here. Bubbles, insta-cap zone. Splashdown, I believe insta-cap zone. I don't know if anybody will play a Splashdown, though, just because it's a very difficult special to utilize. Not a lot of weapons that are good have
that's fair.
Special. I mean,
I've seen Machine played here a couple of times, but
yeah, really the only two that I can think of that would be played semi-commonly with Splashdown are the Dark Petra Dualies and the Kent Machine.
Yeah, I've seen both of those pulled out here, but they're, I suppose, like, I mean, not really highly sought after necessarily on this map mode, so, and of course you have to be pretty much in the middle of the zone floor to do that insta-cap, so it's a little bit of a, you know, almost high risk, high reward sort of thing. It just depends on whether you want to try and go for that, or maybe you just have a person that's really good with those weapons, who knows.
Yeah, tents could also be interesting here. The Camel Tent has a good kit for this map. Mines are very good at helping neutralize the zone. They're much more effective on this map than on other maps of larger zones, like, say, Starfish. And then, of course, hammer, push in, clear out the plaque, clear out the glass, paint the zone. It's definitely not a bad weapon here at all, but Tent is very much a specialist weapon. There's not a lot of people that can play it well. And I don't know if anybody on these two teams can do that. If they can, though, would love to see it.
I mean, that's true. I would really like to see that. Just weapons like that are not necessarily played by many people, but can be really, really good when in the right hands. I feel like Glugas are another sort of thing. Like, you really don't see Glugas all that often, but the people that do play them are really, really good with them.
Yeah, Glugas, Tetra Dualies, Tents, a couple of the Splatlings. You almost never see a Hydra, but when you see a good Hydra, like Dark from Market Moon, then it's always a treat to watch. So I'm hoping we'll definitely see some of the more uncommon weapons pulled out this set.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, meta's meta for a reason, but also just once in a while, seeing those weapons come out, or just, honestly, anybody that's really good at the weapon they play, it's always, like you said, a treat to watch. So, again, hopefully we'll be seeing some picks like that, but I don't know, who knows, maybe it's just the meta.
Yeah, probably we'll see some armor that's just meta right now.
I'd be surprised if we didn't see armor, and there we go, there's a junior, there's also the machine.
And we do see a dynamo as well.
Hey!
Blue! Yeah, Sploosh Neo, run by Brock.com.
So, also full LDE on their side, which I find pretty amusing, but it's zones, what do you expect?
So we do see that Brock is running Sploosh Neo. Interesting weapon choice, definitely not meta at all, never has been. But if you want something that's going to pump out missiles, it's going to be the Sploosh Neo. The Inkling are very strong on the as well.
It can take a little while to get back to the zone on this map, actually. So having those beacons is likely going to be pretty useful for their team.
Also, one of the things that counters armor really well is double damage. So we can see that every team will have into the team right now. I believe that is Abba. Already down to about 50 seconds remaining, so the last attempt is going to start activating for the
Yeah, that's what last-ditch effort is for, just because pushes on the flat zone very much tend to go so long, past 50, almost for both teams almost every time. So which is why last-ditch effort is so commonly sought after. But of course, we're having the other team come back and take control. So stopping them at 23, and now it's their turn with all 4 members up to take the zone and then start pushing forward.
Yeah, Walker's gonna take that spawn, try and get armor for his team to push back in really quickly as the time starts ticking away for the date team. See up on the top right that Brock has his special. One to going down now on the side of Date. That's going to be no armor for them. Missiles coming out from Brock. He's going to go and start charging specials again. Missiles are going to be online soon for the Bamboo as the junior goes down to the Dynamo Roller wielded by Katya. He's under assault though. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay alive with that.
I mean, yeah, honestly, Dynamo being under assault by a lot of things will make it suffer, and there we go, the Junior taking him down very nicely. I mean, Junior's a nice counter, what with all of those bombs and the armors and whatnot, so that's what you're seeing in action right there. You see the Sploosh Neo also has their missiles ready, and is gonna fire them off right now. I mean, we weren't kidding when Sploosh fires off missiles, but actually, like you said, that is a double missile comp, and I'm really liking to see that in action, just constantly having that. I've heard somebody say that missiles pretty much stops you from playing the game for a little bit because, you don't want to be in fights with missiles, so that's why running double missiles can be really cool. But also, as I was talking about missiles, the game has ended, so...
Yeah, I don't think that Abbablabba were able to really be bothered too much by those missiles. It takes this game in a very convincing knockout.
Yeah, good for them, good for them. But of course this is Play L3, so we will still be able to see all the maps, regardless of how this goes, which is what I like about Play L3. You get to see a lot of the teams in action, doesn't get cut short. We're going to be moving on to Tower Control and Sturgeon Shipyard, one of those funky maps that only has 2 checkpoints, but they're long and they can be very much a pain in the game if you don't play your cards right.
Yeah, especially the second checkpoint. It is so easy to get jumped from all sides by the enemy team as they come in.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to pretty much take control of their entire pit, otherwise you're going to get pushed out because that's literally right where the tower is in the middle of. The first checkpoint, honestly, a lot of the time falls without too much resistance, just because teams tend to wait for their big opportunity, like a wipe or a 3-down situation, before they even start making their pushes, so that usually tends to fall while the other team is respawning. It can really be a struggle to get through that checkpoint though if neither team finds a big opening like that. Like, I've seen matches just go on like 4 minutes with neither team getting past that first checkpoint.
Yeah, but once you get past the first checkpoint and the second checkpoint, this map snowballs like crazy. So I would say if a team manages to get past that second checkpoint, that's a very safe lead.
Yeah, a lot of maps work like that. I mean, like, where second checkpoint tends to be the choke point, and then snowball after that. I mean, Inkling works like that, doesn't it? Wahoo kind of works like that. I don't know.
Anchovy.
Gallendorf. Yeah, all of those pretty much. I mean, except for, the occasions. I mean, I can't talk today. Sturgeon games can also get really, really close and high scoring if both teams manage to break past that second checkpoint. I've seen games that go down to like 4 to 3 points remaining. So it really is a toss-up between how evenly matched these teams are as well. What we'll see.
Yeah, I'm expect to see Catnip to stick with the Dynamo. I'm not sure if Brock's going to stick with the Sploosh. It's an interesting pick. Not sure if it's going to work super well here.
I mean, on-tower control is quite nice to have.
Looks like Brock is going with a gold arrow spray. So Brock is definitely going with the non-traditional weapons, but I like that.
I mean, hey, Pork, you finally got your arrow spray. Pork, every time he commentates with me, he's like, I want to see an arrow spray. Well, I'm very sorry that you're not here for it, but there you go, there's your arrow spray. Pork is staffing. Shout out to the staff of SOM. But, we're gonna start with just really strong opening for Abba as, Dates goes actually full forward down, which is not great for them this early in the game, as here's what I was talking about, the first checkpoint is likely going to fall without any resistance from them at all.
Yeah, this is coming out now from RJ with that K-shot. We do notice that also the Nautilus of choice this time around is the Baller Nautilus. Interesting pick, we don't usually see that. 2 down now on the side of Dates, as the Baller Naut comes in and tries to help shred that Booyah Bomb. Is going to get knocked out of it, and she is going to be very dead in a minute. The Bamboo tries to come and help, does manage to get two down, 2 more falling, even though the arrow spray goes down. Dates is going to try and take back mid on this.
Yeah, another nice hack from the Bamboo, and they pretty much managed to stop that push before it got past that choke point, that snowball point, which is very good for them. Yeah, although they do still have a long way to go, they prevented what could have been a disastrous push for them. So it is their turn to keep going with pretty much all of their specials getting popped. You see the missiles, the Booyah, the Baller, and they're going all in right now. We'll have to see if it lands on anything though, as Brock is taken out rather early, left a little bit on their own.
Yeah, they just take out the end that bow, which is normally a crucial pick, but 3 down now on the side of Dates. Katya getting a very nice double there before finally getting taken out by the Nautilus, who's going to push up into Dates' hit and center area.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dates just didn't have the same huge opening that Abba did. They didn't have the wipe situation, so they aren't able to make it past that first checkpoint. However, there's only 2 minutes have passed, really. It feels like a lot longer, but they still have a lot of chances. However, Carlos here on the knot, pushing up in this Baller, already getting the pick, and it looks like they're going for another as well, at least forcing Brock to back up and just putting down a lot of pressure. One of my favorite things about the way this game works is that even if you don't always get picks, you can force people to move around just by the paint you put down, and that's pretty much what we saw there.
That is 2 down now for Abbablabba as they start to respawn. Katya coming in with the Dynamo as well as the Bamboo. Move to try and clean up mid, get the last member of Abbablabba to back off. Like Brock is going to be pushing up pretty far with that arrow spray, but I'm 2 down now on the side of Abbablabba, so his pushing up has definitely paid off. Oh, but I should say that he goes down, Katya using that Booyah Bomb to try and chase people off of the Grace area. It's not going to work, but the second checkpoint is fast approaching, so they are definitely in a good position here. 1 down now on each side of the team.
Yeah, they are still in a position to push this Booyah Bomb, gonna push Aizen out of their spot a little bit, but they have that splashdown ready, so if they would like to dive bomb the tower, they can very much do so. Both teams having all 4 members up, and one of the specials got popped on Dates as well. They're still trying to keep this push alive, but Aizen gets another pick from their little hiding spot, and their defense is just not letting up right now. The tower's a little bit stuck in their position. The Bamboo here is gonna hop back on and tap the tower, waiting for their teammates, which is good for them. They don't go in on their own, but they do not lose their progress. Also getting a nice pick, firing up this missile. That's 2 down on Ava, which could be their chance, because now they have the person advantage, and so Bamboo's gonna hop back on the tower, and hopefully they're able to run a little bit deeper into the enemy territory. They really do have to weed out that K-machine, though, because they're just sitting up there getting picks.
Not just a K-machine, but also that K-shot, well-placed suction bomb there took out 2 members of that SOS Space Queen. And that is really what's going to sink that push.
Yeah, I mean, they're so close to the lead. They're almost at that third checkpoint, but now the tower has just made back to mid, and Abba's just getting right back on the tower. We've got 40 seconds left, and this is not a good position for Dates. I mean, Abba they have the momentum of their armor behind them, and they're just pretty much already at that checkpoint pretty much where they left off. And with Dates going 3 down, I mean, this very well could end in a knockout if Abba just keeps on going.
Yeah, and keep on going. They do the 2 down now on the side of Abba. As one jumps in with a respawn 3 down now. As Katya and the Bamboo, the Dynamo, working very well with that weapon to take down 2 members of the team. But it is all the way to 1 now. So they're going to have to get a really, really incredible overtime push in order to get this knockout. Booyah Bomb coming out to try and chase members of Abbablabba off from the tower. Silver, unfortunately, falling to the knot as another member of Abbablabba gets onto that tower. So this will be a 2-0 set for Abbablabba, but it is playoff 3, so we'll see if the Date team can pull something out in the last round.
Yes, of course. I mean, in a format like this, any game that you get is always getting 2-1 is much better than getting 3-0'd, because that can make the difference between brackets, possibly. I mean, I've seen it happen in Low Ink, I've seen it happen here, probably. So we're gonna be going to Clam Blitz on Mako Mart, which is, you say Mako, you say Mako?
I say whatever comes out of my mouth first in the middle of the match.
Me too.
Usually I say Mako.
I just kind of switch like caramel and caramel, you know? It's like both of them sound right to me. But anyways, Clam Blitz on Mako, Clam Blitz on Mako. Oh, well, I mean, it's just whatever sounds better to me at the moment. Clam Blitz on Mako Mart. I do want to see that Dynamo come out again, honestly. I love seeing rollers on this map.
We will most likely see a hammer, I would say. I fully expect Brock to pull out the Sleuth 7 at this point. I would have loved to see it.
Yeah.
Even though there isn't really any walls for him to chuck a hammer through, and friendly reminder, I believe that is technically against the rules of the tournament.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah. Would it be funny? Yes. Are we going to advocate rule breaking here on the stream? No.
Speak for yourself. But no, I'm kidding. Please don't break the rules. Don't give the TOs more to work with than they have to.
Yes, we very much appreciate when everybody follows the rules.
Read the rules, guys. But with that, I mean, it's one of those maps where the clam basket is really, really close to mid. So if you want, you could just run in and throw in a clam. But you have to be careful about it, otherwise you're just immediately gonna get run over.
Also, it's not necessarily advised to do that, because that's just giving the other team a free power clam if your team can't follow up on that crazy push.
Yeah, it really is just about, finding the right rules. Which, honestly, a lot about just getting a lot of clams in at once, because once the other team respawns, their clam basket is right there. It's a pretty short map, especially compared to other maps that in this game. So, and we are seeing double Dynamo. Oh boy!
I think I like this better than the Sleuth 7.
Oh boy, and it's also double K Dynamo, so we're seeing a double Sprinkler. The only lethal bomb in their team being the Suction Bomb. But, so, I mean...
That is the Bamboozler MK2.
But
so
both
Dynamos...
Yeah, both Dynamos are taken out pretty early on in this game. And by the Flingza roller on Abba, no less. So we're seeing Abba get an early opening here. Flingza pulling up a nice kill, and of course this is the foil, so hopefully we'll see them pump out a lot of missiles during this game. I mean, they've already gotten 2 and we're not even a minute in, but it looks like there's not going to be much follow-up from Abba, as that just left at 80 there. So now Dates does have a power clamp to work with, and they have both of their Booyah Bombs online, so if they can get 50 under them, hopefully they can get something going.
They're also very close to missiles. They're running double missile as well. Not double missile. Oh, sorry. They're running the bomb rush, which just comes out right now.
Yeah, there we go. And we're unfortunately one of the Dynamos goes down, and Katya here does have the Booyah Bomb at the ready, gets a pick as well, and then they're gonna pop it. They are 2 down though, they only have their other teammates, so they do get a nice pick, 3 down though, and so it looks like they're actually gonna be able to get both power clams in and take the lead. Nicely done by them. And alright, taking even more of a lead, actually, and getting that all the way to 17 And counting
It's still
before they
going.
all go down. 11! Oh my goodness! That was, what was that, 3 power clams?
Yeah, 3 power clams plus a whole bunch of little clams. This is one map where if you get a good push in, you can knock it out in one push.
I mean, that's
and
exactly...
they got very close.
Yeah,
but
that's
a hefty
exactly
penalty
what I meant.
now. They need
That
2
is
power
true.
clams to break that penalty.
That's true. That is the drawback of getting a lot of clams in at one time. But that's pretty much what I meant. You get all your clams in before the opposing team even has a chance to respawn. But now, speaking of respawn, we've got Abba coming with a counter push, although going 2 down very shortly after, which is not looking good for their follow-up. They do get some more clams in, but Walker there's forced to jump out, and so it only gets down to 61. Not bad, but of course not going to stand up to the 11. One of the dynamos is going to go down to missiles, unfortunately, though, so that's both dynamos down for the count right now. 3 down, actually, with the bamboo being the last, although they do manage to get a nice pick, so, I mean, they're not completely powerless on their own.
Yeah, far from powerless. I also like how the dynamos are utilizing the toxic mix that the bamboo is throwing out. That's really helping them get more of the kills on the enemy team.
Oh, definitely. I mean, as somebody that's played with somebody, I've played with a Dabble's Nouveau main, so somebody else that has Toxic Mist, and it's incredibly helpful for long-range weapons to just, I mean, people need to hold still in order for you to get kills, and that's exactly what Toxic Mist does. So, if used right, and especially with communication, Toxic Mist is really, really helpful. Anyways, we're seeing Abba come in with another push, getting it down to 43 before they go 3 down. That machine's the only one alive, so they're not gonna get anything else. I mean, they're getting a lot in the ways of little pushes, and they do have 1 minute and 38 seconds left, so of course they can still turn this around, especially Aizen getting some more nice kills with that game machine of theirs, and they've got a power clam too. They likely just have to build up specials at this point, and hopefully they can communicate with their team to get another push.
Yeah, 2 down now on the side of Date.
3 down!
Make that 3 down, make that a full wipe. They are going to get another push, and they will get points right away thanks to their smaller penalty, which is really the nice thing about the smaller pushes. They don't have these huge penalties. 1 down now on each side of the map. Make that 2 down on each side of the map. Looks like members of Dates aren't going to try and push that any further. Oh, there's a super jump in.
Yeah,
and it gets taken out. Really nice.
Yeah. They were really trying. They got it very close. We're 11 to 18 right now, but Abba has to make a power climb in order for this to go into overtime. They've got 45 seconds to do it, so it's but with Gates gathering up so many, this might not be possible. This is one of the maps where it's very, very easy to throw your smaller clams off the side to prevent the enemy team from getting them if you so desire to do that, or just go for broke and go for another push. Either way, it prevents the opposing team from getting clams. Bamboo here getting a nice pick, and so that Nautilus is down in this last 20 or so seconds. The Flingza does have missiles. Of course they do. They popped 7 in this game, but will it be enough? As, I mean, the 33 clams on the side of Dates, that's just so much that Abba cannot have to somehow start this overtime.
Yeah, that's not going to go into overtime because Dates was very smart. So at the end, they did have an opportunity to push in and toss clams in, but they didn't. Now, some people are going to wonder why. If they made that push in and they didn't knock it out, they would have gifted Abba overtime. And with such a small penalty, that would have been really unwise.
Yeah,
so
additionally,
definitely smart thinking there from members of Dates to, instead of pushing in, hold the clams, make a couple extra power clams, thus wasting the clams for Abbablabba, and also making it able for them to get the win still.
Oh yeah, and additionally, I mean, making a push that they likely would have died after that push, because you got to commit to pushes like that, and then the combination of dying as well as, of course, the overtime starting likely would have spelled defeat for them. And also I noticed that instead of all of them having a bunch of little clams, they had pretty much, I think, like almost 3 power clams at the end of that, which means that even if they did die, they wouldn't have dropped any little clams for the other team. So just all around good strategy at the end of that game there.
Yeah. We like seeing smart plays like that. I think we are going to go for a short break. We are running into some technical issues on our side of things.
Yes.
So we will be back as soon as possible.
Yes, we will. Do please stay tuned. See you all soon. Hello,
We're
everybody.
back.
Yeah, welcome back to Swimmers Inc. number 38. We have resolved our technical difficulties, and we are back with Nessie's Pulls round 3. We've got Catnip versus everything but the kitchen sink. This should be quite interesting.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really recognize any of the people on either.
I recognize a couple of them. I mean, Pulp being a Charger player, Crim. If it's the same Crim I remember. I don't remember where they play, but I remember playing with them like about a year ago, honestly. So it's more that I just recognize the names, but I don't really know much about them. Also, I wonder who's all the ellipses.
That is an excellent question. We're going to figure that out by creeping on the roster real quick. Their Battlefly name is Splat the Kid, so let's call them Splat.
Or we could just call them ... But I don't think that's a very good idea.
Fusion and Shiny were both on Maelstrom for a while together, then Maelstrom died.
That is fair, but
I want to say that Shiny is now on Carnage Gaming.
I like all their smiley faces.
Yes, they're a very friendly team.
I mean, yeah. So we're going into Clan Blitz on Piranha Pit because we are in round 3 now. And oh god!
That is a lot of blobs.
And we got a tenacity blob and a comeback blob and
a respawn Punisher blob.
A respawn Punisher blob. This is going to be very fun. Also, there's 2 vanilla blobs and 1 blob deco, so they might have actually put some thought into their weapon choices.
I think they did.
3 of them just went down, though. Yeah, I think they all just fell onto 1 bomb, which is very unfortunate and also a pretty common happening in this map. Anyways, while that happened, we've got the opposing team pushing up. And it is rightful of them to do so because that was their opportunity. They did get the 1 in, but it looks like they're not going to be getting too much of a follow-up because of the nice defense that comes from having 3 blobbers on your team, funnily enough.
They really thought about the last weapon too, because it is a splash with an
That is fair.
So they have 3 weapons that technically, if you really want to get technical, technically they're Slayers, but realistically they aren't.
Yeah, I mean, Blob's kind of a weapon. It's one of those where I almost feel like you can play it almost however you want. Like, not quite, but also it got long enough range that if you want to stay back a little bit more, you might be able to, just depending on your team comp. But of course, with the already existing paint of the Blobblers and the additional paint of the Splash, as well as its Toxic Mist and Inkjet kit, this is going really well for them as they've got it all the way down to 18, and they are nicely in control of this area here. That push is finally going to end, but not even 2 minutes in, and that's a really, really good place to be. However, we've also got 3 specials online for, that I think the colors are wrong. For Catnip, I believe.
Yes, we have Catnip in the yellow and Kitchen Sink
that's orange,
in the purple.
I think that's orange. That's not yellow.
It's something, all right. It's not green.
It's not. Yeah, that's not yellow. That's orange. But anyways, we've got the Nautilus here with some very nice picks using that charge hold, of course. I mean, that's exactly what Nautilus has. A nice popping of the Inkjet as well, going for picks in Kitchen Sink's face and getting very nicely. Meanwhile, they go 3 down as well, so this is a perfect opportunity for Catnip to push, and that's exactly what they're doing, all the way down to 39, and with these little clams that are coming in from the Nautilus, hopefully they can get the lead, and there it is, the lead for them, down to single digits, but they do go 3 down. They get a full wipe. Yeah, full wipe. They get 1 more clam in somehow, but I don't believe they're going to be able to knock this out, which does give Kitchen Sink an opportunity to push back, but because of that huge 41-point penalty, they're going to have to get probably a much longer push than usual, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, 2 down on the side of Kitchen Sink.
God, this Nautilus!
Joss is doing an excellent job, up to double-digit kills already. Although we did see one of the blobs up to 17 kills. Pika doing in some serious work, and with that respawn Punisher, that has got to be hurting the other team.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about how Blob is pretty much a slayer, and they are doing exactly that, just around their enemies. And that's such a nice dodge and kill on the Seajet, and that Nautilus is now the only one left, and not in a good position either, so they're gonna go down, and this could possibly be what Kitchen Sink needs. However, they do have the numbers advantage, but they don't have that many clams, so they've got to put effort into collecting them, as you can see Pika doing here. But with that power clam under them and the picks that they continue to get, Pika's in the same position as well, just using that fall off from the blob to keep the enemies off of their vantage points. Hopefully they can do something, and that penalty's already gone down, but they're out of clams as well, and one down. They are only one, they're so close, they're within just
no
one
clams.
more clam.
That's so painful.
Oh, they've tied up the
goes.
score. Yeah, but going 3 down, and Judd sucks, so there's no ties in this game. It's gonna be 6-7 as we have 40 seconds left. Pulp on the Seajet, just pulling out that Stingray, the 4th one of this game. And I mean, look at all of the double-digit kills. This whole match, it's just been a bloodbath. Running into the last 30 seconds of this, Pulp running away with that power clam under them. And this is gonna be just another case of can the losing team make a power clam in time to start off overtime. A nice double out of Krim there, but they're running. And they're, yeah, very, very nice. And again, just exactly the opportunity they need. They've got the clams under them, and not too bad of a penalty. So there's a very, very real chance that this overtime push could go well for them. And especially with the specials that are getting popped, the suction bomb rush, perfect for area control. And just Krim going in with the picks, getting one, almost getting taken out, but they do get taken out.
They're gonna have to rush for it. They're gonna have to rush for it.
A crucial pick on the Inkjet, a double, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you had to do. You saw that little spin of celebration at the end. Such a good match right there, but in the end, just the defense holding up, and I mean, that was certainly a show.
I think if that match exemplifies one thing amazingly, it's that even a non-meta comp can perform really well in the right hand.
Yeah, and in the right map mode as well.
Cause think about it. If Kitchen Sink had managed to get one more little clam in on their last push, they would have taken the lead, and they were in an excellent position to have an overtime push. They didn't manage to make it come together, but if they had managed to get a couple of those picks, it's a much better position to be in at the start of overtime than how you normally see it, where your entire team is back by your basket and you have 20 seconds to hot further across the map, kill everybody, and open up the basket.
Yeah, I mean, and while you can still do that, it's a lot harder than going from the position that they were in. It might have been a loss, but it was a very, very close one at that. So, I mean, I guess in previous that we were talking about off-meta picks, and we certainly got them, but very, very happy with how that first game went, and I wonder if we will continue to see comps like that come out of Kitchen Sink.
I hope so.
I mean, their name does suggest it, so like.
Also, we do have a name for our mysterious ellipsis player. That is Rhythm, the bucket player.
Oh,
very good bucket player.
Well, that explains the buckets, I suppose. And we're still getting the Blobbers, although we've switched to double deco, and we're keeping a thermal ink and comeback and respawn Punisher. So hopefully Pika can continue doing what they do best, and of course the immediate pop, as it is when you have 3 blobbers. I didn't expect anything.
Don't even need the object shredder that most weapons run to help them pop the Rainmaker.
An early Ray out of that's probably Pulp on the Seajet there, and unfortunately Fusion going out early. They're going 3 down, which is not a good place to be in Rainmaker. It's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, Pika going down too. That respawn Punisher's gonna hurt them.
Oh, it is very, very unfortunate. Thankfully, though, they've got teammates back, and that is a storm of bubbles that the Rainmaker has to make their way through, and does not make it. And they only get to 48, which is actually pretty low scoring for Anchovy games. Nicely placed, almost, there might have been a panic suction bomb rush taking out Rhythm there, and their Kitchen Sink is also picking up the Rainmaker. Pulp jumps back with that Stingray. They're probably going to see it fired very soon, and there it is. Probably gonna take out the Rainmaker. I'm just waiting for it as a C-Jet player. There we go, the Rainmaker gets taken out.
Yeah, we also see that on the fan, the Splashmatic one, that 1v1 with the Edge Zap. Bomb Rush coming out now. O-Fusion can insta-pop that Rainmaker, or Bubble. He is going to pick it up, and now it's time for the Blobs to come in. Blobs away, one down now. Now Catnip losing that all-important fast-getting Stingray C-Jet.
Ooh. Yeah, just a dive for the lead, taking it by 2 points. And they do go a few members down, so I do hope that was worth it. I mean, it did set Catnip back a little bit, but they do now have possession of the Rainmaker. They have that splashdown and are getting close to Inkjet, probably other specials as well. So they can definitely make this a good push. And, okay, you know what? Or you could just take out the Nautilus with a Abbablabba shot.
And 3 down now.
Oh, okay, well,
C-Jet, so
is that a Commentator's Curse? I feel like Commentator's Curse was gonna catch up to me at some point. But there we go. Unfortunate for them. Shiny is already so far up ahead with this Abbablabba here, looking for picks. Not quite getting one, but so close. Pulp there on the Stingray, saving their teammate and taking out the Rainmaker as well. That's full life on the side of Kitchen Sink. 2 minutes 37 seconds left as their Catnip is grabbing it. Looks like they're trying to take that mid. Hopefully they can get a push out of this.
Yeah, you can do see the Pulp is going to try and charge at Stingray. They use it very well, both offensively and defensively. Gauss is going to use that nice little Inkjet spot to stay out of range of everyone. Rhythm does go down. A flank comes from behind to get 2. Beautiful flank there from Pika to really help their team out.
I mean, a flanking Abbablabba is not something I see every day, but it worked very, very well for them right there. And Shiny's here just stalling out a little bit. Of course, Abbablabba does huge damage to the Rainmaker shield already, so they're just not letting Catnip pop it while they wait for their teammates. Meanwhile, the armor is no longer online as they go. Catnip goes 3 down, a full white, Shiny finishing them off and bringing that platform up for their teammates. So this is just an opportunity for them to extend their lead. The Suction Bomb Rush coming out. Rainmaker unfortunately goes down, but they are still in a position to continue this as they pop the Rainmaker and get it so close to the pedestal. They do go 3 down, so it's unlikely that this goes any further, especially as the remaining blob gets rushed by 3 members of Catnip. But getting it all the way to 10 with just 1 minute and 25 seconds left is nice, as they've kept up this really nice aggression. I mean, throughout this entire match, the Catnip might have all of their members with double-digit kills, but Kitchen Sink has done a really nice job on objective this match.
We do see another member of Catnip going down as Pika's kill counter goes up yet again. 2 down now, but Pika is also down. They were pretty far into the base, Shiny on the enemy stand, trying to get contained into their street. They're going to jump back to one of their teammates to see if they can kick up that Rainmaker. Not going to be able to do that. They're going to try and target that C-Jet instead, because they know that Stingray is dangerous.
Oh yeah, and there comes the Stingray that you were talking about. Honestly, one thing I love that I'm seeing out of all the blobbers is just the ability to reach over ledges and higher points that most other weapons can't get to when they're underneath them. I mean, you know, Sloshers are already known for doing that, but Abbablabba, which is with its extended range and ability to bounce off walls, just does it even better. And so seeing all these Abbablabbers just almost blindly ledge camp and get kills off of it is really funny, but also just a testament to how strong this weapon can really be. Hope's making a break for it as we have just a few seconds left. 3 down on the side of Kitchen Sink, and it is all up to Catnip to pop this shield now, but the Nautilus is backed into a corner by the blob. They did pop the shield, but they haven't picked it up yet, and with all the blobs on them, yeah, I mean, at the end there, you just saw like all 3 blobbers firing shots onto them. I mean, it was close. They were
That is
so
one of the most
close
beautiful ways I have ever seen to win.
Yeah.
For commentating this tournament, and I love it. Especially since I'm not the one that's actually playing and dealing with it.
3 blobbers harass a Nautilus 2021 colorized.
This is amazing.
Also, everything but the Kitchen Sink is a really good name. I really like it. Good for them.
It's very appropriate. So we're gonna move it on to Splat Zones, Manta Maria. So, theoretically, if you were going to pick a weapon that had one of the best painting capabilities in the game, and one of the best kits for painting in the game,
and
would you choose to run the Blobber Deco or the regular Blobber?
I mean, they are keeping a mix of both of them, so I feel like it's if the last two matches are anything to go off, I feel like it's whether we see 2 blob decos or 2 regular blobs. And honestly, it's up to them just because the sheer area control that the suction bombs afford is very, very nice, but also the splash walls on Manta can be very, very nice if used correctly. So it's just it'd be interesting to see. And of course, you've got that splash running around painting everywhere. So
And don't forget, the rain can clear out the top left area better than the suction bomb rushes.
yeah, that's definitely fair. I mean,
I think Pika will stick with the vanilla. Pika hasn't swapped off the vanilla, so I think Pika's going to go with the vanilla one.
yeah, I don't expect them to go to all of them, like just to have all of one variant, but I mean, maybe they will. Who knows what to expect when you already have a team that's running 3 Blobbers. Heck, they might not even run that. I do hope they do, though.
Well, we do see that Pulp has swapped over to Bamboo, and we do see 3 blobs, 2 regular, 1 deco.
Yep.
3
still
Stone Punisher. No
yeah,
thermal
on
ink this time.
tenacity.
But there is
though.
comeback.
Yeah.
And
And of course,
pretty
we've
smart pairing the
all of the
comeback with
all of the
Respawn
ink that
Punisher.
remain on that blob also is just going to keep them firing for so long, so that's even more blobs to deal with. And of course, you see that splash wall up on top, so hopefully they can put that to good use. Prim down here getting some nice picks already with that splash. Getting one, almost getting a second, but just getting taken out early by the Bamboo here. Just a fight for the zone as the Bamboo gets yet another pick, making that a triple. Very, very nice opening for Pulp here. I mean, they did switching to Bamboo off of the Siege, and it looks like it is going very, very well for them as they also fire off those missiles. And so that is Catnip with a nice opening to the game. Of course, I mean, you have that rain coming up, but Pulp's just gonna come and get yet another kill and another one. I mean, we're already up to 5, 6 kills, and we're not even in that was just 1 minute.
Yeah, Pulp doing a really great job. So normally you would think that the Bamboo would not be able to fight very well against the blob because of the bouncing bubbles, because of the insane amount of paint. Bamboo needs paint for that 99.9. But
Yeah.
Pulp is putting in some great work. Unfortunately, does go down to Crimson yet. So that is really going to be Kitchen Sink's chance. But 2 go down now on the side of Kitchen Sink. They got 3 down, all the blobs down. Crim is the last one. He gets a trade off of the knot, which is smart. It does delay Catnip a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the trade is better than just dying there. And, I mean, again, it is a small delay, but Catnip is still in quite a nice position. Pulp's in position, has those missiles, and their teammates are also getting closer to their specials. Those missiles are gonna likely delay the members of Kitchen Sink coming in as well. We've got the Nautilus up here using these top grates nicely. I mean, I honestly really like the placement of grates on Manta just because it's basically pretty much the definition of high risk, high reward. You go up there, people can shoot you down, but also you can shoot down at people. You have full view of mid, so it's really just whether you decide to position up there or not. Meanwhile,
on the side of Catnip.
Yeah, Catnip goes fully down, and so this is Kitchen Sink's opportunity to really, paint up and just get control. I'm not finding words today, but that's exactly what they're doing.
Completely locked down. They're gonna have to back off a little bit because of those missiles, but
nice little sprinkler on the wall there. I mean, unfortunately though, one of the blobs gets taken out as well, the splash going down. However, there are also members of Catnip going down, so it's a pretty even fight right now with 1 down on both sides. However, the Novelist is in the exact same position and painting up zone. They've got that inkjet at the ready along with Pulp's missiles, so they still have those specials, and the inkjet just gonna go down to a full blob shot though. And that's the respawn Punisher as well. Yeah.
3 down again on the side of Catnip. This loss is the only one left. Pika's pushed way up to try and see if he can get another pick.
Yeah.
They are putting in some work.
Absolutely been loving the gameplay out of Pika this entire time, and honestly all of the blob players are doing so well. We haven't seen too much of the splash running around, but they've been doing a great job as well.
No. On the way.
An unfortunate death as they get a little bit trapped by the missiles there, but I mean, they're still in the lead, so it's not too bad for them. It's a little bit unfortunate that was caught on stream, but hey, we all have our moments.
Yeah. Very good splash wall placement from them. Well, most people aren't able to place a splash wall up there. 1 down now on each side of the team. 1 member of Catnip has respawn. Member of Kitchen Sink respawn.
Pulp firing off their 6th missile of the game, and of course we're seeing a lot of the Bamboo versus what's the word, Blobber matchup here as the camera is focused on Pulp, and you were talking about, you know, how Blobber has that paint and that range to combat Bamboo, but nice aim, and just hitting those 2 shots in sharp succession can do a lot of good for them. Or, I mean, because of MPU, just the one if they've already got damage on them.
Yeah, Pika in some tight spots there, though, as the Nob manages to pick up the kill, not without almost dying on his own, though. And now he's going to go down to the cross-section of both of the blobs still alive. Trim picking up another kill. 3 down now on the side of Catnip as the members of Everything But the Kitchen Sink are pushing up. You can see Krim, he is launching that inkjet. He is in a good position, unfortunately getting taken down to the knots. This is going to be do or die for Catnip. They have to rush in. They get the zone neutralized. The 3 down now, and they are not going to be able to cap that zone.
Do or die, and unfortunately it was die for Catnip as Kitchen Sink comes out victorious 2-1 with that triple Blobblobber comp that worked so well. This is not what I expected coming into commentate tonight, but I must say I am very impressed.
There's a reason why I like to call the Blobblobber the God Tub. That's one of them.
That's good. That's good.
We do like to see the God Tubs around here.
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing round. I saw people say that we were gonna have a show in the staff chat, and they were not wrong.
Yeah, we are going to take a break now because we need all of the lovely staff members to see the brackets for us. Before we go, though, couple quick talking points. We have staff applications open. We're always looking for new additions to our production and commentary teams, as well as tournament staff. If you're interested in helping out in these areas, please fill out the form that we're going to put in chat. If you're interested in more than one area, you can fill out the form multiple times. Honestly speaking, from experience, commentating is really fun. So we would love to have some of you lovely viewers come and join us in the stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how I got into commentating, actually. I applied to IPL, and then I got a DM that was like, hey, do you want to commentate Low Ink? And I was like, yeah! So that's how I've gotten into commentary, and I've done so many events, both with IPL and without IPL. Since then, there are lots of organizations out there that could definitely use a commentator or two. So if you are looking to get into it, I mean, come and apply to IPL. Their environment is really, really nice, and they are very, very kind to new commentators as well. So whether you want to commentate or staff or stream, do please come apply.
And then, as always, feel free to donate for a future IPL tournament prize pool. We appreciate all the donations. It's what makes it possible for these tournaments to have prizes and for first place to get something a little more than just a nice Twitter post and Discord announcement.
Alright, and with that, we are going to be signing off for a few minutes before Great White Bracket, so stick around and stay tuned. Hello everybody! Oh, we never decided who was gonna lead in. Well, you can do it if you'd like. I did it last time.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Great White Bracket of Swim or Sink 38. I'm Chads, joined by Cater. We are going to start things off with Blast versus Mad Morning, and both teams are very excited about this because their names are in all caps.
Yes. Madness the carry and Omega the carry, but better. We got some great names here.
Yeah, so Mad Morning is essentially Good Morning Splatoon, but with Madness. Madness and Omega used to be on a team together, Ascension, if anybody remembers Ascension. Blast, I'll be honest, I think I played with Finn in a pickup, maybe 6 months ago. And I don't really recognize any of the other names.
Red
I'm so
Spy,
sorry.
but I recognize Red Spy, but don't remember anything about them. So
yes, sadly we don't have any inside information.
Oh well, that just means that we don't. Well, we have a blank slate for them. So hopefully they will impress us. First impressions are always very important, you know.
Hey, I mean, everything but the kitchen sink. We didn't really know a ton about them other than recognizing a few names, and look at the awesome matchup that we got with the triple bobs.
Alright, we're gonna be heading into tower control on Mako Mart. Again, Mako Mako Dilemma for our first match in this best of 5 set. And, I mean, this plays pretty differently to Clan Blitz, despite it being on the same map.
Yeah, for one thing, there's the checkpoints, the far right and far left areas by the screens and the drops is a lot more utilized, because that is where the first checkpoint is.
Oh yeah, that top area above the first checkpoint is pretty much crucial. I mean, the defending team uses it to get to defend on the tower. The opposing team has to clear it so that they can get past the checkpoint, and so areas like that just get way more used, like you said, than in other games like Clan Blitz or maybe Zones.
Yeah, Omega is a roller player primarily, at least he was last time I checked, so he's gonna have some fun with those ledges.
Oh yeah, I mean, weapons like that, sloshers, blasters even, thrive on Mako just because of all of those little ledges, those corners that, I mean, fall-off weapons like rollers do really well on, so hopefully we'll see that brought out.
Yeah, but at the same time, long-range weapons can do wonders here. Lux, I know, is a backline player, primarily Splatling and Bamboo. Even though technically Bamboo isn't really a backline, it's a midline, but it plays the anchor role. We do see Lux is going to go with the heavy Splatling, and we do see the double blaster coming out.
Double custom blaster as well?
Yeah, double custom blaster. Well, now we know where the blast comes from, and we can see that Galley number 2, that must be Madness on the Nautilus. Omega on the aforementioned Carbon. One blaster going down as the Carbon goes down as well. Another one on the left stack. And just trying to get some fall off on the blaster and getting a good pick there. The baller comes in from the brush, doesn't really find anyone, but the brush does manage to escape. Inkjet coming out, they're going to fight that blaster. Not able to find him, he's got to get some help first.
Yeah, but assists are still good, as this is going to be finally an opening for, I think that's Mad Morning in the yellow. I believe the colors might be off again, but unfortunately they do go 3 down, with the Carbon being the last one, still able to get 2 picks though, and sending the other team to be 3 down. Very, very nice job there. I mean, you weren't wrong when you said that they'd be having fun on this map, as it looks like they are.
Omega is an excellent Carbon player, very good at that burst bomb flick.
Oh my goodness, they just keep going.
Beautiful double there. First by tossing a bomb to the left, and then getting a solid direct on the right, bringing that Carbon roller down on that brush's head.
And we're seeing them do a little bit of ledge camping underneath here. I mean, Carbons tend to hang out here during pushes, and it serves them very, very well. Just the burst bomb combo that they continue to pull off, unfortunately not quite there, but still continuing to pull that off in their other kills, is really, really crucial, just playing with the Carbon Deco, just because it gets them that little extra bit of damage to guarantee the kill. However, though, I got those blasters, almost getting another kill on that remix, but, I mean, it's just a lot of almost kills, and you can see that these teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, the hard thing with the blasters, especially the fact that it's not a rapid blaster or the Grim range, they essentially need to get direct, or both the blasters have to just kind of go after one person, because then if one doesn't get them, then the 2 indirect will.
Yeah.
And I think that was really exemplified there by that almost kill on the remix. Lux was only a few feet to the left or right of the blaster, and not able to... The blaster was not able to kill them at all. And the last blaster going down now as members of Mad Morning jump in. Lux is going to take that tower. You can see that Madness does have there. Chicken
weren't
bombs
able-
away.
They weren't able to avoid those auto bombs. I think they would have, because the pole can make it so you can hide behind the pole from bombs, but probably just trying to have two people hide behind just made the hitbox that much to the side so that they both die. But speaking of hitboxes, we've got Omega getting kills to just the tip of their carbon, and then killing a jump camper as well, unfortunately going down themselves, but still things are looking very nicely for their team as they are solidly in the lead with 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, really, really good work there from Mad Morning.
And that's another wipe on Blast as well.
Yeah, Blast's comp is interesting, and we do like to see those funky comps. Double Blaster is amazing, but it definitely is a lot harder to utilize.
Yeah, just that a little bit, that lack of paint as well. I mean, the carbon already thrives in paint, which the members of Mad Morning, especially that Zap, are giving, and again, that second checkpoint there can also be a snowball point. I mean, there's a lot of momentum behind Mad Morning right now. They've got the constant kills going on. Even though they do have a couple of members down, they are just able to get kills on Blast. They're still on the tower despite everything. Finally, that Zap's gonna get a little bit of a skip, but they do still have teammates behind them, so they don't have to completely give up this push if they don't want to yet. And even though they do go down, they're still getting trades as they do. It looks like the push might... It's not finally over, as this brush here is the only one left, and without the support of their teammates, they're just gonna go down. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, he was really greedy there, and that just gives Mad Morning time to come in. People respawn, they super jump in. Armor coming out now for Blast. That's going to help the Blasters fight a little bit better, but Omega coming from behind, teaming up with their teammates to take down the weakened members of Blast. He's gonna chase another one down. Not able to get it to maximum, landing that direct. Landing a double direct, actually.
Yeah, but not quite getting the direct on Lux. The Splatling avoiding death by Blaster yet again in this match. And, ooh, the Brush finally able to camp the Carbon Jump. And so, placing mines, hopefully they can get some more picks as they're running around just like a Brush. They're running around at the speed of sound. But with their team not even at, just barely at that first checkpoint, they're really going to have to make this overtime push count.
Yeah, and the Booyah Bomb is coming out to GG Booyah.
Ooh, but the Inkjet!
Good use from that Inkjet, but another Inkjet now out, so it's going to be an Inkjet fight. Oh, and they do manage to click on the very, very last shot, one down on each side of the field. Ends up going down, losing that crucial armor to Carbon coming in, not coming in to seal the deal. But an excellent comeback there from Blast.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that use of the Inkjet. I expected them to just jump off, but using that, they were able to just get back on a lot quicker than if they had jumped off the tower and then had to swim all the way back to it. Did you see those KA counts on the side of Mad Morning? 18 and 17, I believe?
Yeah, so far, Omega and Madness living up to their names, the carry, but better. But there's just one match.
I think Omega did get the most kills there, so maybe they are the carry, but a little bit better. But
it's all in good fun anyways. Raidmaker to Reef. So this is another one where ledge camping is great. Blasters are going to be pretty good here, and I would expect Blast to probably stick with the double blaster.
Yeah.
I would expect Omega to stick with a roller of some sort. He might swap to Flings, though. Sometimes he plays that.
Oh, I'd like to see that. But Blaster, though, being a weapon that, again, we saw those directs, you really do have to hit them if you're not teamed up with the other Blaster, otherwise it costs you, and also it being a little bit slower to kill if you miss those, if you have to rely on your indirects. You see Rainmaker games all the time, you lose because somebody just slips right past you in a matter of seconds, so hopefully that won't come back to bite them. We'll just have to wait and see.
Fortunately, it is not Black Belly Rainmaker, which is notorious for that.
That is certainly fair. I mean, we are going to see Black Belly later on in the set, but it's going to be Clamps, it's not Rainmaker.
Yeah. I don't know exactly if Lux is going to stick with the Remix. Remix is good, but I could also see them going Bamboo here. Especially since Bamboo is a weapon that thrives on a lack of paint of the enemy team. So yeah, even though Mad Morning doesn't necessarily have the highest painting comp in the world, the fact that Blast is running double Blaster, that is more than enough for the Bamboo to really thrive on.
Yeah, and again, as long as the Carbon has enough paint to run around with, they're pretty much golden. As we saw, Omega had pretty much free movement across the crucial areas of the map when they were needed by their team, and they were able to just get a kill and then run away, or attempt to pick, and if they didn't get it, just use their burst bomb and swim away behind them. They always had escape routes, and that's really, really crucial.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting to see if they'll stick with a custom blaster bow.
Yeah. I mean, blasts, there's a lot of different kinds of blasters out there. Like you said, you were mentioning the Rapids, the Range, there's even the Lunas if you want to go that route. So we'll have to see if they stick with the custom blaster.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Oh, we have the wrong map, I think.
Yeah, this is the wrong mode, so...
Yeah, they're playing them a little out of order.
What are we gonna play Rainmaker on Black Belly after all? If this is Clan Bliss on Reef?
It is possible, it is possible. Teams don't seem to be stopping, so I think we're gonna go with it, and we'll see what happens. You see also that Keem is playing a tent, which is really fun.
Ooh,
and Omega has swapped off of the Carbon for the Flash Neo, which is interesting. I've never actually seen him play a shooter, but that just provides even more paint for that Bamboo.
And like you said, Lux is on the Bamboo. Already with 9 clams, their teammates throwing them more, so it is going to be... it is going to be Mad Morning with that first push, and apparently it was actually the stream maps that were incorrect, and Clamblitz on the Reef is actually correct. It is going to be Rainmaker on Black Belly for our next map mode, so that is why our teams are not stopping. This is the correct mode. So with that out of the way, we've got a nice little push to 16 out of Mad Morning. Nice, not too bad of a place to be, especially again in just the first minute of the match, but nice direct, finally on Lux. The Blaster's able to pull through, and Maxim getting a nice double with that Inkjet as well. That is the opening for the double Inkjet coming out as well. That's making the opening for their team to come in with the Baller getting popped as well. However, they don't have much to follow up on, so it's not likely that they'll get any more. Okay, never mind. They did have some to follow up on, and they take it all the way down to 59.
And the one Inkjet did go down almost as soon as it was popped. Maxim getting another direct, which is really nice.
Still alive?
Good question. Not for much longer, I don't think. But he does get a trade off of Lux. The indirects coming in.
That was really nice surviving. I thought they would have been dead after having to retreat past into that alley, but somehow they survived and managed to get 2 more kills out of it. I'm pretty impressed.
Inkjet now coming out on the side of Mad Morning on Madness, but he's going to go down 2 down now to a Custom Blaster on the side who also has a power climb. They're going to push in really hard with this. They have 16 plus enough, 27, 28 now, so technically, if we want to be real, that is 58 points, I think, but 3 down now on the side of Blast. Excellent work there from the Knot and the Bamboo. Fortunately not going down to the Section Bomb, which I think detonated on the 10th field.
Yeah, I think they died to their own team's Brella, which is unfortunate. I mean, I used to play Heavy Deco a lot, and I've killed so many of my teammates with my bubbles, I've lost count, so... unfortunate, but not out of the ordinary there. Got the armor being popped for him, and so I mean, just a little bit of a struggle here as they've got multiple teammates going down Red Spy. A little bit on the back foot here as they're struggling to maintain control with, I think that was 3 members of Mad Morning on them. And meanwhile, it looks like they're setting up for a push there as the power, as soon as it's made, gets thrown in, and nice little leverage of the Inkjet there.
Inkjet does go down to the second Custom Blaster, who then goes down to the Tenderella. One of the shooters now fighting the Tenderella. They're going to try and use that bubble blower.
Oh my goodness, meanwhile they got it down to 22, and
I think we will be seeing a jump in with that power clam. It does go in, the last one goes in. That is a KO for Mad Morning.
Very, very nice. I mean, you were so busy discussing what was actually happening, I didn't notice that they had gotten it all the way from, what was it, 68 to 22, so...
Yeah, they definitely got in a lot of power clams very quickly. All the members had 4 or 5 each, and then when the 2 members respawn, they grab clams and they jump, which is really smart.
Yeah,
so we will be going
them.
to Rainmaker Black Belly Skate Park. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fast-paced.
It's going to be high-scoring, probably, considering what we've been seeing out of Mad Morning.
Probably. And honestly, I could see Blast totally swinging the momentum here. it's a Rainmaker Black Belt. You get a wipe, and it is finito. You're done. You're not going to come back from a knockout.
Yeah, but if you manage to stop it right before, there's still all hope in the world. Anything can happen as long as the knockout doesn't happen, so that's pretty much your goal, to stop that from happening.
Yeah. It is definitely one of the most chaotic Rainmaker map mode combinations, even more so now that they have changed the map. If anybody remembers what it used to be, where the tower in the middle was completely at full height and the Rainmaker was on top of it, and just how crazy it was and how it wasn't a really high scoring, or it was really high scoring, and now it's just always consistently high scoring.
I don't think I was playing enough to remember that, but that sounds absolutely hilarious, and I am very glad I never had to deal with that. And we are seeing some that's certainly a comp, double LGE object a shot, as well as custom blasters on both sides now. It looks like Mad Mornings decided to take a leaf out of the book of blasts and go with that, as well as the Seajet. I'm not surprised we are having a Seajet. I'm more surprised that we're not having two Seajets, actually. But that's actually going to be a very fast 3 down, which, again, pretty much exactly what you don't want to happen. But they are running for it, and already down to 24 in the first 30 seconds. What do you expect? This is Rainmaker Blackbelly.
Well, you know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them, so I guess Madness has gone over to the side of the custom blasters.
I mean,
missiles there.
They are beating them, so they are beating them, so there's not really a reason to join them, so I guess it's more like, if you're beating them, you can join them as well, because that right there is pretty much a Blackbelly Rainmaker moment, and also, that's the set.
Yeah, Mad Morning taking this 3-0 over Blast. I think that is more custom blasters in one lobby that we've seen
Three
in
custom
one match.
Three custom blasters is
like,
too many.
The entirety of the meta. Custom blaster ever meta. I think that's the most we've seen of custom blasters in a lobby since like the beginning of Splatoon 2.
We're back in 2017 now.
The good old days.
Oh, well, again, that is the set. Mad Morning 3 out of Blast. that was certainly just a show that we got from the Carven to the very fast knockout at the end. That was decisive. They were just done playing around.
Yeah, so we are going to take a short break to switch commentators because we've been talking for a while, and there are some other people that want to talk.
Yes,
but before we go, Hater, where can the good people find you?
Yes, you wonderful people in the audience can find me at Cater_ on Twitter, where I talk about a lot of the other things I commentate. There's some stuff coming up this weekend as well, so I'll be bouncing around. You'll find me elsewhere on Twitch with other orgs. How about you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter as well. My Twitter's on screen. You've probably seen me in the chat, IV_chats. Another underscore on the end. I do not talk about other stuff I commentate. I usually complain about solo queue. So follow me for salty solo queue tweets featuring your favorite backliner.
That is fair. I mean, I am also a backliner, and you have every right to be salty about solo queue. But we are now going to be handing off the mic to Sep and Brush. So do please give them a warm welcome. Thank you all for watching. Shaz, it was a pleasure to commentate with you.
A pleasure to commentate with you as well, Hater. See y'all in a bit.
Hello and welcome back to Swim or Sink 38. I am Brush. Joined with me is Skepadillions. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. How you doing tonight, Brush?
I am doing fantastic. Really excited to be heading into this round 2. We're going to be watching Pickup with an uppercase P versus Pulse. The most competitive match thus far, round 1, was Pickup versus Pickup. A very unconfusing set to talk about there. Though the third seed, uppercase Pickup, taking the win here as we move into round 2, best of 5. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on these?
Yeah, now that I look at these rosters, I'm realizing that these are much more familiar to me than I thought they were initially. I've seen Pulse and Pickup play a lot competitively very recently, so I'm very curious to see how they do. If I recall correctly, Pulse did very well in a couple of recent tournaments, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they play. And it looks like we'll be starting off on Clam Blitz Starfish. Definitely a unconventional Clam Blitz match. Very difficult, very notorious map, but just because of the location of court. Definitely looking forward to seeing how that will play out.
Right. I think another thing to mention here is those in mid game. One of the best tools to use to get an advantage is those two far left and far right flanks. So seeing how these two teams' comps maybe can take advantage of that and play a little more aggression on those sides is going to help them here in this first match. As well as awareness of hotspots to hold, like that snipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a type of map that you would expect to see rollers. Carbon decos in specific tend to do very well in Clam Blitz Starfish. So I would very much like if we could see one of those come out. Do you have any particular weapons that you like to see on this map mode?
I know withholding that snipe area on a push where you're trying to just stall that basket, that range is going to be really helpful. And while chargers are more unconventional for Clam Blitz, there's an argument to be made here that just being able to hold that spot and stop any chance of entrance from left, right, or even behind the goal, that something like a Firefin here can really be nasty.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think a Firefin would do very well here. Also, the fact that you can pressure your basket very close to spawn with bombs. I would like to see a full frontline comp with bombs. That would be pretty cool. K-Shots could do very well here. The Zap 85, which, I mean, does well everywhere, but also could do very well here. Definitely an interesting map mode, and I look forward to seeing how both teams approach this.
Definitely. I think something else to mention comp-wise is with that aggression, with that bomb spam, there's an argument to be made that definitely a comp that might have a little more range to be able to back up and counter something like that could be an option, though unless these two teams have been able to do a little scouting here, where we may not see those counter picks come out until a little bit later. But here we go. Starfish main stage on Clam Blitz, Pickup versus Pulse. What are you seeing here with these comps?
Yeah, not as much range as I was expecting. I was hoping to see perhaps a remix here as well, but we do see a foil flings that coming out on the side of the burb over here, and we see the foil flings that coming out on the other side as the longest range weapon that they have in their comp. We have a junior on both teams instead of a zap, which is definitely a very interesting choice, just because that zap would give you a little bit of extra range, but it looks like the fight is beginning. We have 2 down on the side of Pulse, make that 3. That flings is the only one up, and they do go down, which means that Pulse is going to be coming out of spawn, and it looks like Pickup is beginning their first push.
Taking a massive flank there. They're able to find the one pick, but not before their teammates are going to go down. That's going to open the door for the Flings here to do a little bit of a bubble stall and open that basket. But ultimately going down, it's going to end up with a 3v3 situation after that 52 goes down. That's going to be the end of their push here, just getting that one ball in, which is not the result you want to see on a first push.
No, absolutely not. Sure, there aren't very many clams in mid, however, you are basically essentially granting them a pity, which is not something that you want to do early in the match, because they can just choose to leave that there until they absolutely want to use it. We do have specials ready to go on the side of Pulse, that being a Booyah Bomb and a Splashdown. They're popping that Booyah Bomb as they're trying to get that second push going. It looks like every single member of their team is there ready to contribute, and what a push! They managed to get that down to 27 remaining because they worked together. They had all 4 members there ready to go, and they are keeping up that pressure.
Right, that pity, as you talked about, was enough there to open the door. 3 balls go in, just another clams as some follow-up. And that 52 didn't even need to have to back up to grab more clams because that was the game. Just the slight mistake there of capitalizing maybe a little bit too quickly and not having the rest of the team there to follow up was enough to open the door for that comeback push.
Actually, I think it was the other way around, where Pulse scored initially, and then they regrouped in mid, and then went back in for that second push.
Oh.
I don't think Pickup scored any clams there, so it was Pulse that was really keeping up the aggression there. They might have actually used that opportunity where everybody's going like, oh shit, there might be something at basket. We should keep an eye over here, and then they use that opportunity to sweep up all of the clams in mid and begin a second push.
Right, you're totally correct. My bad there. So there you go. Pulse 1-0 taking the first game. Some strong domination there in that push. And we're going to move into round 2 here. Rainmaker, Snapper, Canal.
Actually, hold on. Yeah, it looks like we're moving over to Rainmaker Snapper.
Rainmaker, Snapper, Canal. Definitely just the nature of Rainmaker can be a faster game. And with those quick pushes, we might see another Pulse push like they did in that Clam Blitz map. Just being able to grab that Rainmaker, just force it up towards goal. So definitely watching out for those quick wipes, not making sure they're going to go down quickly here. It's going to be vital. Another thing to mention maybe is that first pop on Snapper Canal, because of the nature of the Rainmaker spawning above that top mid crate, it's less important than it is on a map like Anchovy or even Main Stage. So that first pop we might see even delayed here as the teams get ready to move.
Yeah, absolutely. Rainmaker Snapper is something that we've been seeing a lot in tournaments lately. I do like the fact that there is you have so many different options to push, except for the fact that most of them are pretty unconventional. The most frequent push that I've been seeing in tournaments lately is actually from the rear behind goal, through street there. And it looks like the match is starting.
So Pulse taking a dominating lead in that first set. Clam Blitz, Starfish, Main Stage. They're going to go into a game 2 here. Rainmaker, Snapper, Canal, trying to follow up the pressure they had in that first match on a Rainmaker matchup here. A CDS coming out along with a Splash, trying to maybe cheese that pop, but a very similar comp on the other side here as we look for this first pop here.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are bringing out that junior again, which is definitely very useful for that bomb pressure. We do have one going down, that being the Splash, and the foil, which is a pretty significant amount of range gone immediately. Also, the junior is the only one left on the side of Pulse, so they could really fall back there. It doesn't look like they have a lot of their special utility ready to go, but they are working on building that up. But unfortunately, the junior goes down, which is going to take away Pulse's armor, so they're not really going to be able to push right away. They want to be able to defend this Rainmaker and force the members of Pickup back, but they are jumping in, keeping up that pressure, not allowing Pulse back into mid.
I mean, just a good 50 points there is going to be enough here as Pickup moves to get all the way down to 35. They're going to end up in a 2v2 situation. Pulse down behind the play. That's going to be enough for them to push back up, trying another pick on that junior, leaving just the K-Machine alive to back up. And that might be the end of the first push, but on a map like Snapper, nothing is sacred, and that 35 lead can fall to nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. 35 remaining is almost nothing on Snapper, because if you sneak around through a street behind the goal, that actually gets you to a lead of either 31 or 32. All you need to do is actually get on top of the little ledge there, and that lead is absolutely very beatable. So Pickup does have their work cut out for them. They're definitely going to have to play this smart, but Pulse is also going to be nervous because they know that lead can be taken any moment. We do have that Splash down ready to go on the side of the K-Slosh, and the Booyah Bomb ready to go on the side of the K-Gal. We do have that Junior trying to be sneaky, keeping an eye on their opponents, just trying to do everything that they can to help out their teammates. And they managed to take a 3v1 on Hill, forcing that K-Slosh down and wasting their special. And it looks like Pickup is beginning their push.
4v2 situation's going to open the door for Pickup to get their first points on the board. As you said, maybe taking this Rainmaker a little bit to the left, but they're going to opt to take it straight up street. They're going to get called out there by the Flingza, or the foil, sorry, above them. The machine is in their spawn area. This is hard to move through, but with a 3v1 situation, that's Junior on the respawn, Pickup has an opportunity here to force a couple more points going for this pop. They're going to get it, and they're going to try to force all the way to lead 22.
They opt to head for that grate instead of continuing up that ramp, which definitely scores them a little bit more points than they would have been able to if they just kept going up that ramp, because they definitely would have gotten killed had they kept going that way. Forcing the lead to 21 remaining definitely puts a lot more pressure on the side of Pulse. They're really going to have to choose their opportunities here to keep going. They do have their specials ready to go, except for the foil, which is currently down. However, there's something you can work with there. If they keep those specials up, they can definitely pressure pick up and put a significant amount of special force on them. It does look like they're beginning that as the Junior and the K-Slosh do pop. The K-Gal does have their Booyah Bomb ready to go, and they are dancing over underneath Hill and managed to get the pick.
Right, I mean, Luke there doing a great job holding that Booyah until they absolutely had to use it. Finding a pick without it, holding that special until a push might be able to happen. And that's going to force Luca isn't all the way into snipe there. The bubble's now coming out. Pulse looking to get a push moving here. The K-Machine trying to come from that respawn. But just everything seems to be stalled by a couple trades or a couple picks they don't want to take. There you go. You see the 50 trading that Splash-O-Matic. And that's going to delay a push here for a couple more seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulse definitely had an opportunity there. They had 3 specials ready to go, but just a series of trades and a series of bad exchanges, putting pressure where it didn't necessarily need to be for objective, definitely stalled that push. We do have a fight going over here underneath Bike. That K-Slosh does manage to get the pick. Unfortunately, they are taken out by the Junior, it looks like, which is always nice. You do love a Junior who can slay. Take opportunities when you see it. Luke isn't. And it looks like they are going to keep going. Pickup has an opportunity here. There is a minute left in this match. All they really need to do is stall and keep Pulse from getting their specials, and they'll be able to take the win here.
Right, but with that splash going down and 2 specials ready online for that side of Pulse, a push isn't far away. The 52 going down is going to maybe stall a little bit, but the foil or the squeezer there is going to opt to pop their bubbles. They're going to get called out there, and they're going to get taken out. A 3v3 situation, 2 specials online for pickup. Pulse is going to have to pull all the cards here if they want to be able to get a push moving. The Junior holding that armor, so they have to pop it. Booyah Bomb coming out of the side of pickup, trying to stall maybe. K-Machine Splashdown is ready. Pulse looking to move up here. Splashdown coming out from their side. Booyah on armor. Booyah being held, sorry. Armor coming online. They're going to push ahead of the Rainmakers, or they're going to find one pick on that 52 gal, and they're going to grab the Rainmaker, looking to take this to the left side possibly for a little bit more of a slower controlled push as we move into overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as they're holding that Rainmaker, they have overtime. So that K-Gal is working their way up. They've done a fantastic job of getting good picks this entire time. Unfortunately, they do go down, which is quite unfortunate because that takes away a significant amount of offense for that push. That Rainmaker is backing up on Hale. They are all alone, and they are about to be stormed.
Right, they're going to get called out here from everyone, but a 2v2 situation with a jump coming in, it's not going to be enough with a 4v1 on that Rainmaker. The Rainmaker's going to go down, tying this set 1-1. Pulse versus Pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. Here in semifinals, we are currently 1-1, which is what you like to see. You like to see teams putting up good fights against each other and throwing hands. Wow, look at that Junior with the 17 kills. You know a lot of those are armor assists because they did pop 7. However, top fragging with the Junior, we love to see it.
I mean, Pickup there just completely out-fragging Pulse. Almost every single member there in the double digits. Pulse, so I think only had 1 or 2. Which certainly for a map mode like Rainmaker, Snapper, Canal, that's going to be a huge help. But on Splat Zones Anchovy, which we're looking at next, maybe a little more slower, controlled picks are going to be vital.
Yeah, absolutely. I do hope to see some backlines here. I know people have been anti-backline, I guess, as of late, especially with a couple videos that are coming out with the content creator community. However, we do love some backlines on Splat Zones Anchovy. It is just such a backline dominant map. The fact that you're looking over the zone, the fact that you can keep yourself relatively safe, assuming that you don't get flanked through window or through fan. Definitely looking forward to seeing what both teams come out, because we have seen extremely aggressive comps. Like the foil flingsa is the most long range thing that we've seen so far. So I do hope to see something else come out. I'm very curious as to what that will be. And let's get some Splat Zones.
For sure. I mean, neither of these teams have run a backline yet. And so I would be personally a little bit surprised if we saw it come out here for Splat Zones and Chovy. I know the meta certainly outside of Japan has been leaning towards backline lists recently. So a lot faster gameplay means more zones overturned, means more aggressive lockouts, which is going to be important. But here we go, round 3. Pulse pickup tied 1-1 in these semifinals. SOS. Splatoon's Anchovy. Here we go.
Absolutely. Anchovy is such a wonderful map to where you really do have a potential for extreme lockouts if you manage to get onto your opponent's plat. So if you're running full frontline, that's definitely what you want to do. We do see that full frontline comp coming out again. It looks like the teams are staying relatively consistent with their comps. We do have a lot of LDE on the orange team over there. I am forgetting their name at the moment. I believe that is Pickup, but I'm probably wrong. And we do see about half as much LDE on the blue team, so let's see what happens.
Right, that quick jump out there from that junior after charging that armor is going to mean that Luca is out of place here. Pickup getting this first cap. They're going to get a couple of points. Call it 2 more players. The 52-gallon, the K-Machine going down. You know, you mentioned Pulse's comp hasn't changed a lot. I don't believe it's changed at all. I mean, that squeezer has been vital to their comp with those insta-pop bubbles. Which are now ready. 2 specials online for both teams. The armor, though, on the side of Pulse might give them an opportunity to push in first.
Yeah, absolutely, but Pickup's about to have that armor ready too. They were at 99, and it looks like they are beginning to pop through specials in preparation to defend that zone. 44 remaining is definitely nothing to snuff at. They do burn their specials, though, and that K-Slash is definitely ready to come in with that splashdown. They managed to survive and not get canceled, but they go underneath to drop, unfortunately get taken out. That K-Gal is looking for a fight. K-Gal going against K-Gal, and it looks like Pickup takes that one fight, but then unfortunately goes down to the squeezer. 10 remaining.
Yeah, that might be enough of a stall to get those extra points in. We see, unfortunately, 3 members on the side of Pickup going down. Just the junior alive trying to hold that zone is not going to be enough. But 100-5 in one push. A strong first lockout from the side of Pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pulse has specials ready to go as well, that Booyah and that armor. So Pickup is going to have their work cut out for them because it looks like the members of Pulse are on their plat, which is not something that you want.
Online for both parties. Armor going to get popped by Pulse here, possibly anticipating the armor on Pickup, which is immediately popped out forward. Storm coming from this left side flank. The splash is going to go down to their I don't know, deficit, and that's going to end up in a 3v3 situation, or a 1v1 situation for a brief second there. Respawn's coming out on the side of Pulse, jumping back in his zone, hoping to keep this lockout going.
Yeah, absolutely. They have 4 members engaged. Make that 3, but it looks like 1 is jumping in. They have a lot of people currently in the zone. It's definitely something that's able to be maintained here. That bubble is quite a threat if people dare to drop in, and it looks like they're going to be able to take lead here, and most likely the KO. Oh my gosh! Pickup manages to cap the zone and apply some penalty points on Pulse. I was definitely not expecting that. And it looks like they're working their way back towards that zone, and they're hovered all around it, and that's if you're Pulse, you just felt victory slip through your fingers, but you still have another 2 minutes, my dudes.
Right, I mean, Pickup specials online and specials to spare. We see the Storm coming out there for that lockout. Now Bomb Rush ready again. They're going to pop that to control this arcade area. 4 specials online ready for Pulse, sorry. Which is going to be enough to cap this zone with ease. The squeeze are going down. Armor being popped. A little bit of a waste. They're going to find a pick on that splash. Unfortunately, with that wall, a 3v3 situation in zone now. Pulse going for this flank to cap. It's going to be enough. And now with 2 down on the side of Pickup, this lockout is going to be a struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulse does have 3 people engaged with that zone. They do have quite a bit of penalty points to clear, but unfortunately for Pickup, they do have 2 members down. That means 2 members coming out of spawn exactly when you need them. And Pulse has their armor ready to go for that re-engagement, which is not something you want to see if you're Pickup.
Right, I mean, a 4v3 situation now, 1 member of Pickup going down. That's going to delay their pushback in even more. 26 points left on the clock here, including that 1 remaining point. They have to cap this zone while it is still in this penalty stage. Otherwise, that's immediately a KO with that 1 point on the board. 5 ticks left. Their Pickup has to pull out all the cards. Booyah coming out on zone, and it's not going to be enough, and that's going to give the win to Pulse for a 2-1 set.
A match at the end there. It sure looked like Pickup was holding a lead there for quite a significant amount of time, managing to get it all the way down to like 22 remaining, if I remember correctly. That is something that is definitely very scary, but it does look like I'm sorry. Pulse managed to secure the win there, And just what an unexpected match with that flip on 1 point remaining. You just were not expecting that.
Right, I mean, a close fight for sure. Both of the first holds of the zone were incredibly powerful, and the zone only flipped twice more, and eventually, you know, went in favor of Pulse. A slower map, as I mentioned, with that Rainmaker Snapper being super fast-paced, helping Pickup take the win. But again, with a map like Tower Control Manta Maria, a slow hold or a slow-moving objective here is going to mean a slower hold, which we have seen Pulse be able to do strongly in that last match, Platinum's Anchovy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly not placing any bets against Pickup because they've been going back and forth so far this whole set, and that last match was incredibly intense. So I do believe this is going to come down to who practices tower control more. I definitely think that splash wall is going to be of great use here, just because you can block off street. There are so many different small things that you can block off. You can throw that thing on the tower. There's a lot of utility for splash wall here, and teams have been running a K-Gal. That's definitely a weapon that can perform very well here. There are so many walls, so many corners to duck behind. I definitely look forward to seeing some K-Gal v K-Gal action. What do you think is going to perform well here?
I mean, as you mentioned, with those tight quarters, anything that is close range is going to be a huge help here. Just being able to push up, maybe flanking through that cut and getting some action in the opponent's bunker. So in an aggressive map here, that splash we saw from last time is going to be helpful, and those bubbles as well in that street area, as you mentioned there, maybe even pressuring some elbow action on that aggression is going to be super helpful here. So a map that is favored Pickup's comp thus far, maybe. As we move into round 4 here, Pulse up 2-1 over Pickup, Tower Control Manta Maria.
And we are ready to rock. I do not expect any comp changes. It looks like we are seeing both of those juniors come out. These two comps are identical to what we have been seeing so far, except I think that CDS switched out for the splash. I am not quite sure. But we do see quite a lot of LDE once again. It looks like the one junior on the purple team does pop their armor. The other team does not have their armor quite ready to go yet. The junior does have it, and they do pop immediately, but unfortunately for them, their K-Slash is already down.
Right, I mean, that K-Machine we're seeing, certainly a sloshy map threatening those bunkers there. We saw both of the K-Machines take the bunkers early game, and with 3 specials online ready, we're going to see the Booyah armor popped as they look for their first push here, going the tower. This K-Machine do a great job holding cut. They're going to find one pick, go down to the junior, though, who is sharking in this snipe area, or this bunker area, sorry, and the tower's going to get held at first checkpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. First checkpoint is very little on Manta Maria. That's definitely very beatable. We do have 4 minutes left in this match. That's what you would expect about from a first push. It was definitely pretty solid, but it could have been more coordinated. They did have to burn a lot of specials in order to get down to 69 remaining, and it does look like Pickup is beginning their counter push. They are managing to build quite a significant amount of specials. That K-Gal has their Booyah ready to go to help defend tower. 2 members are down on the side of Pulse, and it looks like they're going to be able to continue this push rather solidly.
Right, and we see, here we go. Pickup doing a good job pushing in all the way here, getting the checkpoint past that getting the tower past this first checkpoint, and controlling that bunker, or that elbow area. But unfortunately going to end up 3 down, ending the push for them. Pulse now doing a good job pushing back in the mid.
Yeah, absolutely. Pickup did manage to secure the lead there, but there's just so much time left. This really is anybody's game. Unfortunately, there are 2 members make that 3 down on the side of Pulse. And it looks like Pickup is beginning yet another push. Definitely something you can take more defensively at this point. You can push the tower, but you could also just let it hang as you get closer to street there, because you're already holding lead. You don't want to continue pushing that tower if it puts you at a disadvantage. And it looks like they are going to continue pushing up tower. Whoever is riding that tower is having to dance there just because of how many bombs the junior is tossing at it. They do have 36 remaining, and that is quite a significant push we have going on here.
Such a great hold in that top left area. Open the door there for that tower to be able to push through elbow. Would not have been happening. You saw the 52 get a couple picks there. And here we go. The K-Machine doing a good job, but still controlling that top left area, dancing in this bunker, watching that masked area. They're going to find another pick, ending up in a 4v1 situation. Just the Squeezer alive. Their bubbles are going to be vital if they want to continue, if they want to stop this push here. But with 10 ticks left, the tower still moving, a 3v4 situation. Throwing everything they have at the tower's Pulse. They're going to end up 3 down once again. Just the Squeezer, and that's going to be the end of the match. A dominating push from Pickup.
I am going to give that booyah to that K-Slosh that was riding tower. What a phenomenal job. They knew exactly when to pass that tower to their teammate, when to duck and weave around tower and apply pressure. They managed to get a kill and an assist there at the end as Pickup was Pulse was trying to recapture that tower. Definitely very clutch kills and came in handy. That K-Slosh knew what they were doing on TC, and it was phenomenal to see at the end there.
Right, but unfortunate for them, we're not going into another tower map. We're going to see Clam Blitz again. The initial Clam Blitz Starfish going to Pulse, but Clam Blitz Inkblot Art Academy, such an easy game to lock, such an easy map, to lock out on. So seeing how these two teams react, we've seen now Pickup with that beautiful push and beautiful lockout during tower control, but we've seen Pulse do the same thing, winning that Anchovy Splatzones match. Who do you think has the upper hand here?
I would definitely give it to Pulse, unfortunately, for Pickup. Pulse just did such a phenomenal job on that first Clam Blitz Starfish main stage match, where they managed to get the lead from 80 to 0 in a single push. And Pickup didn't even have an opportunity to pick up clams from mid. If I was Pickup, I would be very wary of that. I would not let Pulse into mid at all. I would be chucking bombs into mid the second I get out of spawn. For sure, because you do not want to allow them to take mid, because they can do so much with it.
I mean, just such domination on those lockouts we've seen from both of these teams. But as you said, I mean, Pulse, making sure that they are paying attention to those defensive runs and making sure they're not letting Pickup snowball like they did in that last tower match, and making sure that mid game is difficult and holding those stacks and pushing up. I think there's a lot to focus on here, especially with how complex Inkblot Art Academy can be. And this one is for all the marbles moving on to finals. Here we go, 2-2. Pulse versus Pickup as we move into Clam Blitz Inkblot Art Academy.
Good luck, Pulse, and good luck, Pickup. I look forward to seeing what you both can do here. The pressure is on. Whoever takes this win moves on the grand final.
And here we go, the comps we know and love at this point. Seeing how these two teams are able to take advantage on this first push. Looks like they're both juniors looking for an armor here quick early on. And they're the K-Machine on the side of Pickup here, looking to control this right side, contested by the Squeezer. They're going to go down. The Squeezer now looking for the second 1v1, trying to get rid of this 52 gal. The 52 gal is dancing in that wall. They're going to end up backing up, but armor coming out on the side of Pickup. That's going to give Pulse the opportunity to push up and play a little more aggression on the side of the goal.
Yeah, Pulse does have only 2 members up. Make that 0 members up. Pickup is taking control of mid. They're saying, ooh, we saw what happened that first Clams match, and we are not allowing that to happen again. Get ready, Pulse. We're going to show you how to play some clams. They do have 27 clams ready to go, and they managed to get that first dunk. They managed to score a second power clam, which is quite significant, and they are keeping that basket open. They are saying, we saw your strats the first match. We are here to make sure that history is repeated in our favor. We do see a splashdown from that K-Slash. Unfortunately, they do go down immediately after. Oh my gosh, Pickup is keeping that basket open.
I mean, just some beautiful pushing there, all the way down to 24 in that first push. Now even more coming from behind the basket in that bats area. Everyone on Pulse had dropped down, and that allows Pickup to take that left side flank, push all the way up. 9 clams, 6 clams, 1 more clam to end this game in 1 push with 3 minutes 40, and that will be it. Pickup dominating that push, using the flanks to their advantage, taking that wall on the left side, and not letting this game even have a chance for Pulse. They're going to be moving on to finals here.
Those are 2 clams matches that people are going to want to watch over and over, because they just felt so incredibly similar but so incredibly different. I know I personally am going to be rewatching those clams matches. Congratulations to Pickup for moving on the grand finals, and Pulse did such a fantastic job. That was such an incredibly even set, and it was wonderful to see.
really just a mirror in the face of Pulse's to what they did that first game. We're going to get going with finals here shortly. Stay with us.
Stay. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Great White Grand Finals. We are here with Swim or Sink 38. My name is Skepidillions and I am here with Brushstrokes. How are you excited for finals?
I am psyched. I mean, we've seen both these two teams on stream before. Mad Morning using that Sea Blaster pick up here, just some aggression immediately off of that last set in those semis. So a very competitive matchup we're seeing here. And if seeds are to go anything off of, we're facing seed 1 and seed 3. So nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams are quite incredible. I did catch the match morning set before we came on to commentate, and it was definitely something to look at. You definitely don't see that Sea Blaster that often, and it is absolutely beautiful to see in this tournament tonight, and I hope we see it again. Also, Pickup did a fantastic job last set. That was just such an incredibly even and fascinating set to watch, so I look forward to seeing how they perform here.
I mean, for sure. I mean, such domination that second half of the set Pickup was able to come out with. And they're trying to take this momentum here and move in as well. Mad Morning, a little bit of downtime between their last set and this one, taking the win in more dominating 3-0 fashion, but still Pickup coming off with this strong win and looking to carry momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Mad Morning, I hope they were keeping their skills sharp in League in between these sets because they should be ready to go. I don't assume that teams are just falling asleep in between sets. That's not what I would be doing. So I'm sure that's not what they were doing because they are here in Grand Finals. They worked their way here. I definitely look forward to seeing what they can do. Pickup popped off last set. That's definitely something that we'd love to see. We got plenty of hype for both of these two teams in chat, and that's wonderful. Great to see it.
Definitely something to keep in mind here is Mad Morning hasn't faced any true competition this set. Their first match was the closest, which we saw on stream not too long ago. But still, I mean, a little bit walk in the park-esque for these last two games, or this last set at least in the semifinals. So maybe their mental game gonna need to step it up and make sure they're still on top of their game, as you said, with their skills sharp, but also keeping their ego in check and making sure they're ready to take a tough fight based on what we've seen Pickup able to pull out.
Oh, absolutely. You do not want to let your ego get to your head when you're in a tournament because that will absolutely get you wiped. For sure. So remember, competition is half about the mind game. Sure, you can practice all you want, but if you find yourself getting too nervous or too cocky on the day of a set, that definitely could kick you in the butt. So I look forward to seeing what both teams can do here, where their head is at. We are looking for a best of 7 match, and we will be starting on Rainmaker Sturgeon. What do you think about that?
Rainmaker is Rainmaker, you know, as we've talked about a million times on these IPL streams, is the infamous Rainmaker push of grab Rainmaker, hold forward, get points. But that said, Sturgeon Shipyard is one of the few Rainmaker maps that, in my opinion, require a lot more coordination, especially when trying to make that jump to top left. Requiring your team to really be there ahead of you, pushing forward, getting those picks, popping those specials. So definitely a map that's going to favor the team with the stronger synergy.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely expect to see that custom blaster come back out just because there is so much you can do with that while maintaining your own court. You can reach into mid with that. And definitely if you're on top of rotate, you could just be looking down onto mid and just applying so much pressure with a blaster. So I definitely can't wait to see if that blaster comes out. I do expect it to on the side of Mad Morning. And we are beginning.
Here we go. Game 1 of this finals in the Great White Bracket. We see the Carbon Roller and Seajet coming out, where on Good Morning on the other side, Pickup with the same conventional comp we've seen from them before. Pop going in the favor of Mad Morning here, or sorry, in the side of Pickup here as we get started. Mad Morning now just looking to give some pressure and try to hold mid. Specials ready, Armor, Inkjet, and Seajet, or Ray, sorry, all online. The Ray going to be held though for a couple more seconds as they go 2 down.
Yeah, absolutely. That Ray should be jumping back to save that special and do what Rays do best, which is apply pressure from a significant portion away on that map. We do see Pickup trying to pop that Rainmaker. They do succeed, and it looks like somebody's jumping over and try and grab that. Misa is taking a hold of rotate, just bombing up, trying to take control of Mad Morning's court. That is going to be quite quite successful, and Pickup does pick up that Rainmaker right before it resets, and they're just going to continue pushing up this far left side. Misa's doing a fantastic job popping Inkjet, putting pressure all the way up to goal, and it does look like the Rainmaker carrier went down, and that would be the end of the push.
I mean, the Carbon calling out that Inkjet, sorry, as it was the last one alive. They're going to go down, making a 4-0 wipe. Opening the door for Mad Morning to get a push. 60 points, not anything crazy, especially for a map like Surgeon Shipyard. But they're going to get called out by that Splash-O-Matic, and they're going to end their push at 63 even. With the 52 playing this aggression in mid here, they're going to find another pick and look for another one in their spinner. And as these two teams look for another neutral game here.
Yeah, absolutely. That Rainmaker did swim very far ahead of the rest of their team, and that's definitely something you could get punished for, especially on that map. They did go down on Slick, which is something that they would have had to walk up anyway, and they would have been incredibly slow there. Pickup does have their special only one up at this point. They have no choice but to fall back.
Specials ready on the side of Mad Morning. They're looking to get a redemption push here. Still 3 minutes left on the game, though. And they have plenty of time to get this push ready. Inkjet is ready. It looks like the Junior, though, grabbed the Rainmaker, so armor is not going to be an option for them. So that Inkjet is going to have to be popped alone. But as this K-Machine pressures from that Fight Club, looking to take out that Rainmaker, that's exactly what's going to happen. The K-Machine going to go down a 3v3 situation. Special still ready on the side of Mad Morning, but Inkjet is popped on the side of Pickup, and that's going to force Mad Morning into slowing down this push.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty even in mid. Both teams have pretty significant turf control. Unfortunately, Mad Morning does have 2 of their specials to go. That Ray is obviously not going to come out except for when it's absolutely necessary, but that Knot does have Inkjet ready. I would expect that to be popped as soon as the Junior gets armor. They were trying to grind for that armor as quickly as possible, but unfortunately the Knot does go down, taking that special with them, and Pickup definitely has the edge here, as they did have 3 specials ready to go. They popped them all at the same time, but unfortunately their K-Slosh does go down.
But still, even with that going down, it's a 3v2 situation, and Mad Morning is going to be able to pick up the Rainmaker here, apply some pressure into that snipe, and look for this left side push. The mist coming out from that splash is going to slow him down significantly, though, as that jump is not possible through the mist. And then with that Jet going down, now a 2v4 situation in favor of Pickup. Points are going to be a struggle for Mad Morning, but still, they're going to find a way to jump onto that block, take the lead, 56-60, and that might be enough, actually, to secure this victory as long as they can play some strong defense for the next minute 30.
Absolutely. Both teams have been pretty narrow in what lead is being held where so far this entire match. A minute and a half is not a lot. Sure, things definitely happen quicker than a minute and a half in Rainmaker. That is just how it is. However, with how even these two teams have been so far, Mad Morning, I mean, Pickup does have their work cut out for them, and if they want to be able to secure this, they do have 2 members down, and it looks like Mad Morning is going to get the pop and begin yet another push and try to shift the battle lines away from where Pickup wants it to be.
I mean, Pickup felt that pressure, and immediately we saw the K-Machine push all the way up, dropping that splash down in the sponge area. But all that did was overextend themselves and end up 2 down. That's exactly what we see here again. 2 down on the side of Pickup as Mad Morning grabs this Rainmaker, looks to maybe even extend their lead. The Rainmaker just waiting for that miss to expire. A 4v2 situation yet again. The Rainmaker missing this jump maybe, but still looking for a couple more points. They're going to take the jump, get that all the way down to 38 with 30 seconds left on the clock. This is Mad Morning's game to lose if they are not able to hold this mid. Well, this court area, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. That Rainmaker said, "Oop, I sure messed up there. I did not quite make that jump. However, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna cheese as many points as I could possibly can, and pulled that trick where you jump as close to that grate as you physically can. That's definitely a good amount of points. Nothing to scoff at. It is quite funny, honestly." Unfortunately for Mad Morning, that Jet is the only one up. If I was that Jet, I would be trying to grind special as quickly as possible and jump back jump back to spawn for one of those good old GG rays.
Pickup looking for a slower push here on the top right side. They're going to take the grates here, a strong place for that Rainmaker to ring some terror. They're going to start to move forward, but with the Ray ready on the side of Mad Morning, it's going to be a difficult kill, and it's going to be a difficult survive. Sorry, and the Rainmaker's going to go down there to the Ray and bombs and assortment of other gunshots and ink flying, and that's going to be the first game in favor of Mad Morning.
Yeah, absolutely. That Jet did what Jets do, and that's a GG, bruh. Good job,
Yeah.
Mad Morning. for securing that win. Had they not done that cheese push, but with that jump, I don't think they would have won that. I think Pickup would have been able to secure the lead there from where they were. That final push was extremely aggressive, taking a hold of window and trying to use that wall to shield themselves. The only reason they got picks there was because of that ray.
Definitely. Such a strong performance from Mad Morning on that top left push around a minute left in that game. They were able to stall it out there all the way up until 30 seconds, and that just left Pickup with nothing to work with. And if they can pull a lockout like that again with this next match, Splatzone's Mako Mart, Pickup is in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it was Mad Morning that was running the carbon there. That's definitely something that you would want to be afraid of on Splat Zone's Mako Mart, just because of all those wonderful ledges that carbon can use for fall off damage. I think that's something that Mad Morning's comp does lean a little bit more towards, as opposed to Pickup, who've really been running the same comp this entire time. If there are going to be changes on the side of Pickup, I would be very curious as to what they are.
Credit where credit's due, though. Pickup has been able to make it this far with that comp. So just finding a way to use the weapons they know to counter Mad Morning's comp here might actually be the better call for them. Especially with those bubbles, finding ways to use them maybe more defensively on a lockout or more aggressively than they have been in the past, trying to push back into zone. Pickup might be able to pull what they have together and make it tighter. Especially as their name might make you seem they are a Pickup.
Yeah, I was going to bring up that Squeezer. I do think that Squeezer could perform very well on this map mode, just because you have that versatility between painting and being able to apply a significant amount of pressure from a distance. So you can do that from really either of your stacks, so you could do that from bunk. So I definitely want to see how they apply it. We do see that bamboo coming out. That's not what I expected. And we see the carbon coming back out as well, along with the knot and the junior. And Pickup is rocking and rolling with this same comp that they have been for quite a while. Actually, it looks like that Squeezer switched out for a knot. Am I correct in that assumption?
That is. I mean, Mad Morning, the junior here, charging armor on that right side. They're going to give up the first cap, but they're going to find a pick on that K machine. The Inkjet coming out. The carbon going down, but they're still going to be able to get this zone and give a little bit of a hold as Pickup tries to respawn and regroup here. They're going to find another pick with bombs on that 52 gal, a 2v2 situation. Carbon jumping in from that respawn. Another going down in zone. A tight hold here with picks all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Mad Morning did a fantastic job of getting picks and applying pressure. However, they just had one member go down after another and never really fell back to a safe spot. It started with that carbon, then the bamboo, then the junior, then the knot, and Pickup was able to apply just so much pressure on the zone and they took it slow and steady on that recap. Mad Morning does currently have control of the zone. They are ticking down their penalty points. They're going to be able to increase their lead here, but unfortunately they do have two members down, and that is something that Pickup can take advantage of.
I mean, trades left and right here, but especially on a zone's lockout where that objective does not move, trades support the defender, or support the lockout team, but it's a lot easier to track your opponent and see where they're coming from. And that's exactly why we're seeing Pickup here being able to hold the zone all the way close up until the 67 point that Mad Morning had set from their first hold. A 3v3 situation still with that trade from the 52 gal and the bamboo, but it won't be enough as the tides switch over in favor of Mad Morning as they look to continue their hold.
Yeah, absolutely. That carbon does have Chicken Rush ready to go. They do go down with it. Mad Morning pops armor. They do have 3 people up, and they can make a significant use of that armor. They do clear their penalty points. The knot is the only one up on the side of Pickup. I don't have visual on where they are, but I would hope that Mad Morning does. They are applying just so much pressure, trying to keep Pickup from dropping back in and re-engaging with that zone. Pickup is not a team that I would want anywhere near the zone just because of the amount of pressure that they've been able to apply. Pickup does pop a Booyah, and it looks like they popped Inkjet as well. They tried to get access to the zone. They are managing to neutralize it right now, but they are in a 3v3 situation, and Mad Morning manages to continue their push.
Struggling to stay alive, but they're going to have to back all the way up with 2 down on the side of Pickup. 10 ticks left for Mad Morning. The game might end right here, and that's a wipe in favor of Mad Morning. 5 ticks left. Pickup on the respawn looking to get any bombs or specials towards the zone, and that's going to be the game. Mad Morning's just amazing dominance and awareness of their opponent gave them that win.
Yeah, absolutely. They were keeping eyes on pickup just so well. I myself, I'm not playing right now, so of course, like, that's something that commentators usually have a little bit of an edge on because we're removed from the stress of the situation and can see things that maybe the players normally wouldn't. But I feel like Mad Morning just did such a fantastic job with their game awareness and keeping tabs on where pickup was, and I would be very curious to see what was going on in that BC.
For sure. I mean, beyond just knowing where your opponent and their teammates were, I'm thinking back to the Nautilus holding that top left area on that lockout. They noticed the carbon went down and without hesitation backed up, took a more defensive spot on that zone, and that was enough for them to stay alive all the way till the end of the game. So just amazing play from each other, playing off each other's positioning and when they're up and when they're down. And they were able to hold that lockout all the way from 67 to 0 without much trouble from pickup. But with a tower control game coming up, a lockout like that might be a little more challenging.
Especially on a map like TC Reef, where so many traditional ways of applying pressure on the tower, especially once it's in mid, are relatively impossible here. For example, Tenta missiles cannot access tower while it's in mid. I think that's something that most of us know. Inkstorm applies the same way. It can't access tower while it's in mid. And those are both very common ways for people to apply pressure on a tower and trying to keep their opponents off the tower. While it's in neutral there, that just simply can't be done. So you really can use that bridge to shield yourself quite well. I think pickup probably is going to go back to that squeezer just because that is very good on tower control with those bubbles. You can use it to shield tower, and you could also use it to force people off of tower. There are many ways to do that here on the Reef. You got this far right, you got your spawn if the opponent's at the third checkpoint. So I'm very curious to see what goes on here. I would expect a blaster on the side of Mad Morning. We don't see that come out, which is quite interesting. And we do see another comp change on the side of pickup, opting for a double armor comp and a foil flingza, which I don't think we've seen so far.
In a complete comp change from the side of pickup, the only consistent weapon there is the Junior, which, along with that zap is pretty common in the current meta. So seeing how pickup, for the first time in the last 2 sets, changing their comp, seeing how they're going to be able to play with it. The first armor will be popped, missiles as well. The Nautilus going down on both sides, along with a carbon on the side of Mad Morning. That's going to give pickup the advantage here for this first push, and they're going to take armor, take tower, popping that second armor, forcing them to jump out and look for this first and second checkpoint.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Pickup knew what they were doing with this comp change. They had a plan for it. They decided that they wanted the double armor missiles and inkjet comp, which is definitely very common. It's a very useful and well-known and loved strategy in the Western scene, and it's definitely very good of them to use it. They do manage to wipe Mad Morning again. The pressure is on for Pickup. Their adrenaline is going. They're refusing to be sweeped in this set, and they're saying, we want this sweet KO on this third match.
With a roller trade, a Nautilus going down, along with the bamboo on the side of Mad Morning. Pickup going 100 to 0 in one push here. Getting a 3 down on the side of Mad Morning once again.
Dude.
Just to end that game. Pickup not having any of it in this set.
Hot diggity dog. They said something's not working with our comp. At least it wasn't in these first 2 matches. We need to change things up and maybe go with something that we're a little bit less comfortable with, but that we know we can flex. And they managed to take that thing from mid to KO, like you said, in a single push. And that is just mind-boggling considering how these first 2 matches went.
I mean, something to note here is Mad Morning's mindset here must be somewhat laid back and somewhat confident, and with a dominating game like that from Pickup, that mindset is going to need some work. Pickup now has the momentum they had at the beginning and weren't able to carry through, and it looks like this might be enough for them to come back. Tower control on the Reef, a clear, strong map for Pickup, and with a comp change like that, maybe we'll see that carry on into Clamblitz Humpback.
Yeah, absolutely. Humpback is such a map that can really benefit from that Tri-Slosher, and just because of how close it is in mid, you're really going to be taking a lot of fights, so that double armor comp could really benefit here. I will say, someone in chat did mention that that was the cleanest tower ride on Earth from the Junior, and I gotta agree with that. You can see them dancing around the pole on there, trying to shield themselves from the suction bombs that were being applied, trying to force them off of tower. Definitely a fantastic job from that Junior, and you can tell that they're very practiced with that.
I mean, not to discredit the rest of their team there, finding a way to push up all the way into cart, push up all the way into the downstairs TC goal, and just hold it and lock it out and not give Mad Morning the light of day in that push. But with a Clam Blitz, something similar is possible, especially around that goal. We see it done with an X-Slosher quite often on this map mode, which is holding the area above the goal with that left side flank and the right side pinching in there, and keeping that basket open for a long time. Pick up here with this momentum might be able to carry that strategy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely didn't mean to discredit the rest of their team there. They managed to get wipe after wipe on Mad Morning, which is was such a fantastic job and a coordinated team effort. This is a team sport. No one can carry this on their own, especially at this level. So Pickup did a fantastic job there, and I look forward to seeing how they address Clam Blitz Humpback.
2-1 set in favor of Mad Morning. But here we go. A backline coming out for the first time this set from Mad Morning. That is the Splatling Deco with those bubbles. Bubbles now has switched right to Mad Morning from the squeezer, and the comp holding on the side of Pickup as they take a lovely 1-on-1-1-1 opening there all across the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pickup there is running a they're running a lot of Object Shredder. 2 members on their team are running Object Shredder, which is very interesting given the fact that they are the ones running the double armor comp. They are prepared to encounter a double armor comp. They do manage, both Kagos are down. They did switch out the V-Tri for the Tri-Nouveau, which is taking away that armor that I just previously mentioned, putting that armor pressure on the Junior. But that's not the worst thing in the world, just because Inkstorm can just apply so much pressure on such like a closed-in map where all the fight is going to be happening in mid, and especially when you need to be able to access the basket cleanly.
A lot of picks coming out on both sides here. Mad Morning, though, ultimately coming out with special advantage. Armor and bubbles being popped. The Junior now just painting up this right side, looking to push in. Getting called out, though, by that 52 gal. And now with the ball, their position is going to be broadcasted everywhere. And a very, very neutral game with the 52 gal going down on the side of Mad Morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like that a Junior player was going to try and apply pressure on the basket, but that their own basket manages to get opened. It does look like there are 2 members down. Make that 3 down on the side of Pickup. That K-Gal is the only one up. Misa is fighting for that basket, but does get taken down in a 3v1. And Mad Morning is quickly rushing towards Pickup's basket, trying for a counter push. They do have 16 clams. That is not a lot, but it is something certainly that you can use to keep the basket open, just because of how accessible clams are on this map. You really have a lot of time to be able to swim back, gather more clams. If you choose to do that, if you don't currently have a lot of clams. There are 2 members down on the side of Pickup, being the Tri and the K-Gal. Make that 3 as the foil goes down, and it looks like Mad Morning is going to begin their first push.
Getting a wipe there, and they're going to count that counter down all the way down to 53 with ease. Now, Respawn's coming out from Pickup, looking to apply some pressure from above. They're going to get that counter down to 41 just from a couple lucky clam spawns, but that's going to let the Junior go down a 3v4 situation. Mad Morning popping that 52 gal with the carbon going down, maybe coming out not soon enough, but the pity ball is going to get jumped in all the way down to 21, and with a couple more clams in, a 100 to 12 push coming out for this first push on Mad Morning. 2 minutes 30 left in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That is quite a significant push. Nothing to scoff at. Pickup is going to have to gather as many clams as they can. But like I said before, Humpback is just such a narrow, claustrophobic map. I mean, it's not narrow in the sense that like Walleye is, but it's narrow in the fact that all the fight is going to be happening in mid, and that's exactly what's going on. They pick up clams, but then they go down themselves, giving the clams to their opponents. That K-Gal is holding the clams, and they're going to booyah, trying to force their way towards that basket, and that is exactly what they're doing.
Interesting that you mentioned narrowness, because as wide as this map is, you're right, it feels very small with how close the 2 baskets are. Mad Morning immediately here was able to get another push moving, 8 more clams all the way down to 0. As we were talking about the specifics of Humpback, they exemplify it perfectly and get a quick 2 pushes back to back and win this game, proving to Pickup that they still have it.
Yeah, and just look at that map control. You can see why Mad Morning won that match. And it's because the only barrier that's separating you from your opponent's basket is paint. If you paint up and you manage to hold that paint, you have the advantage there. There is nothing keeping your opponent out of their basket other than paint. So Mad Morning just did a fantastic job keeping up that paint pressure and keeping Pickup out of mid and out of what is the most important part on that map to be able to contest.
Mad Morning now looking at match point, trying to win this next game. Rainmaker Black Valley Skate Park, putting a wall in front of Pickup's momentum and just making them slap face first into it, saying you're going to have to fight for the next 3 if you want to win this and take it from us. Rainmaker Black Belly, a Stingray friendly map. What are your thoughts?
I was just going to bring up that sweet C-Jet with that GG Ray that we saw on the side of Mad Morning in that first match. You know, it is a Stingray dominant map because you could completely block off left side and right side with that Ray, and those are both the most common ways to push. For sure. And we did see that Splatling come out. I don't think that's going to be as useful here on Black Belly Rainmaker just because you don't have that top mid area. But it really is going to be a slog for that Rainmaker in true mid as both teams try to get that pop.
I mean, Mad Morning took a much slower approach in that Sturgeon Shipyard Rainmaker game in match 1. So did Pickup for that matter. But with a map like Black Belly, you can blink and the game will end. So Mad Morning trying to make this first match point game their last match point game. Maybe looking to take a super fast lead here, getting that quick pop, holding forward, getting the points they need. Pickup just looking to hold in there, throw some bombs, maybe try to even get a quick push of their own.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring up a great point there, in that the first Rainmaker match that we saw was taken very slowly, but that's just not simply how Black Belly Skate Park is played. You do have to be fast on this map, especially if you're trying to counter a Ray. I don't think we see a Ray coming out. Actually, I could be mistaken, but we do see that custom blaster coming back out on the side of Mad Morning, which is something that they were playing initially, the last set that they were streamed on. However, we haven't seen this being played on this set, so I'm very curious as to what they can do with that. They're also bringing out a K-shot. With the first 15 seconds of the match, it does look like Mad Morning is managing to take a bit of a lead here just because of the amount of pressure that they're applying. That poor Inkjet, you do not want to be using an Inkjet anywhere near a blaster, and that custom blaster does manage to get the pick there.
Mad Morning's got that quick wipe there, and now looking to get a second push, second time grabbing the Rainmaker. They're going to be able to Rainmaker out that squeezer. That they're going to escape to this left side, looking at a flank. They're going to go down 3v3 situation. The blaster on this respawn, looking to get back into the match and get some aggression with the with the Splatling there, grabbing Rainmaker. Stingray will not be an option for this push, but they're just going to opt to hold forward, get onto that ramp, get 52 points in the board, and just get this game moving. Pick up here, looking to play some defense, get this next pop. They're going to call out that Sea Blaster, get them down, and now look to get a push of their own.
Yeah, absolutely. They are painting and working up, and they're probably going. I would even bet that they're going to reset the Rainmaker just because it looks like that's how they're approaching. They want that Rainmaker in mid, and yep, that Rainmaker is working on the reset. We do have one jumping out on the side of Mad Morning as Pickup begins their counter push. It does look like the Foil Squeezer does manage to get the pick there on the Splatling. That Custom Blaster is trying to re-engage, but they do have missiles on them, giving away their position to the foil there, and it that's not something you want. That Foil Flings that has their aim on. They are being very aggressive, working their way up, trying to get picks for their team so that way they can push. And we do see a Stingray coming out on the side of Mad Morning. My bad, I didn't realize they had a Stingray, but they do. I don't know from where.
That's Splatling.
And,
it's your Splatling.
Oh, the Splatling! The Splatling has a Rainmaker. Oh my, my bad, not knowing their kit. But they do manage to have that Ray, which is going to shut down Pickup's push. And it looks like Mad Morning is working their way towards the Rainmaker.
Speaking of the Splatling, they go down, and it's such a vital pick for Pickup is getting rid of that Splatling, trying to get rid of that Stingray, allow the push to happen, especially as you look for this left side push. You need that Stingray gone because it will end it in an instant. The Rainmaker is going to reset here, 2 down in favor of Mad Morning. Pickup looking for everything they have, but with the Sea Blaster pressuring, that's going to force the Nautilus to jump out and regroup as a team here, all of them coming from spawn, and Mad Morning is going to grab this Rainmaker, get some Inkjets coming out, and pressure this goal. They want to get points on the board, they want to end this as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. The best defense is a good offense, so they're really applying so much pressure, shifting the battle lines away from mid. You do not want to allow Pickup to take control of mid, because that's when they're going to be able to sway the advantage in their favor. That Foil Flings that does pop bubbles, but they go down almost immediately in a 2v1, and Mad Morning is beginning their just another push, pushing it down to 34 remaining as 2 members are down.
I mean, just the immense pressure Mad Morning is applying here. They're slowly inching this Rainmaker a little bit closer and a little bit closer. And eventually, if they're able to keep this pressure up, that can end in a KO. A minute 40 is left, which is enough time for Pickup to get a retaliation push, especially in Rainmaker. But with a 3v3 situation, taking these trades, Mad Morning is going to have a little bit easy for them. The Sea Blaster going down to that Nautilus. And now a 2v3 situation in favor of Pickup. They're going to reset the Rainmaker, look for another pop, and try to get their armor ready.
Yeah, I would be nervous about resetting the Rainmaker last time because Mad Morning was able to use that to punish them last time, and when you took that fight in mid, Mad Morning already had the advantage there, so they were able to pick the Rainmaker rather cleanly. We do see a shift in the battle lines, though. That Nautilus is just applying so much pressure with that Inkjet, getting a pick on the side of Mad Morning. The Rainmaker is still being held on the side of Pickup. Unfortunately, it does go down, taking another member out of Mad Morning out with them. With 81 remaining and a minute left, Pickup has their work cut out for them. Mad Morning wants this match point.
4-2 situation. Mad Morning looking to stall this Rainmaker on the left side. The Stingray ready to just kinda end this game as soon as possible with that GG Ray. The Inkjet ready from that Sea Blaster as well. They're Splatling doing a great job pressuring that Nautilus back. A 4v2 situation. They are even going to grab the Rainmaker once more. Pop that Stingray. Pop that Inkjet. Looks to get even more points on the board through this left side push. A 3v4 situation, though, in favor of Pickup. This push is going to have to slow down. They're going to back up. They're going to stall that Rainmaker, and they're going to try to stall this clock for as long as possible. 24 seconds left in the match.
Yeah, they are putting that Rainmaker in a very difficult location for Pickup to access. They're either going to have to go all the way through Right Street, or they're going to have to go completely around through mid and expose themselves to Mad Morning. Two members are down on the side of Pickup. To make that 3, that Nautilus is the only one up on the side of Pickup. And it looks like Mad Morning is just chucking bombs at that poor Rainmaker, and it does look like they take the win on this this match.
There you go, Mad Morning taking this set in a dominant fashion, only letting one win slip through their fingers. A 4-1 set in dominating fashion in most of these games. I mean, just beautiful bomb spam there like we saw at the end. Good job stalling when they needed to. And look at those frags. I mean, 16 from that Sea Blaster is impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for a custom blaster. It is a weapon that's designed to get kills, but it hasn't been performing well in the meta lately. So having someone on your team who could just bring out that custom blaster when it's least expected and just perform with it is just an amazing thing to see in comp. And I definitely look forward to seeing more of those because, when one team does well with a tournament with a particular weapon, more teams start trying to bring out those weapons and flex with it. So just congratulations to Matt Morning for taking Seeker Swim Grand Finals 38. And it just what a fantastic, fantastic final set.
We have plenty of other IPL tournaments coming up this week and next week. Low Ink next weekend. Make sure your eyes are peeled on IPL. What's to come? We have Reef Rushdown coming out this Saturday. Testing rounds, though, Friday, the day before, and one more SOS. Some important matchups coming this month. You don't want to miss them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the final testing grounds on Friday, so I highly encourage everybody to tune into it. We are expecting some important announcements in the coming week or two for IPL, so please turn into Testing Ground on Friday. And I know everybody is, of course, going to tune in for Low Ink because that's the big one.
Alrighty, we shall wrap this thing up. Skep, where can people find you?
Hello, yes, I am indeed Skep, and you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Skepadillions. What about you, Brush?
You can find me everywhere at Brushstrokes SPL. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to SO8 38. Plenty of stuff from IPL coming on the way. Mad Morning are your victors this time with Pickup in second place. We will see you all soon.
Stay fresh.